Don't go messing with a country boy. A country boy. A country boy. We are about to bring you a list of wrestlers that are our favorites. So sit back, man up, plug in, and don't go messing with a country boy. A country boy. A country boy.
Welcome, everybody, to the Loki and Jabroni Show. My name is Chris Benoit. My co-host is O.J. Simpson. Please welcome the Unibotter Ted Kaczynski, and the guy with the hood is Eddie Focus.
I didn't do it.
All right. Wow. Anyway, you know what? I'm going to say this out loud before I get into what's on your mind. I picked the wrong week to quit drinking after that intro, man.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
Are you drinking done?
Nah, we'll get into it.
Okay.
Don't want to spoil it. Don't want to spoil it at all. But, guys, welcome. It's been a long time. You have less hair. You seem more relaxed. How was your vacation?
It was fantastic.
Awesome.
Started with my sister's wedding, and then went up to Rangeley, Maine, and messed with some maniacs, and they are not maniacs. They're probably the nicest people you ever meet.
That's a plus.
And I have probably the worst trucker mouth in the world. So before I left there,
so that's different.
Yeah, right.
They don't like the F word. Maine people, maybe it's just Rangeley where I was at. They really don't like that F-bomb.
Well, you remember I went up there to Ellsworth about a year ago or so. They use it like you do. I was like, I'm home, man. This
exactly. But these people, they did not like that F-bomb one bit. And I was reminded frequently of my language.
How many F-bombs did you drop there?
It actually went down towards the end of the week. I was pretty impressed with myself. Probably because I was getting sick and tired of getting yelled at by every Tom, Dick, and Harry out there.
Nice. Well, in case you guys are wondering who this is in the middle, we've been pimping it for 2 weeks. This is listener, friend. This is Jeff Howard. Jeff, welcome.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Looking forward to it.
Excellent. So, before we go on, I know it's a wrestling episode.
I know I got my wrestling.
attire. I had to change because I was so hot and sweaty before everybody got here.
It's so nasty.
I did have my suspenders on, but had to take them off today.
Understood. You were going Bob Backlund or Well Done? Which way were you going?
Could be either way, man. Could go either way, yeah.
Right. I got my support of mixed martial arts, Blair Tugman.
He is a wrestler, Blair Tugman, just not
he's
the
a
kind.
wrestler.
He's not the kind with ropes and a cape, though.
Absolutely.
Mr. Saito died, in case anybody missed it. If you're a fan of 80s wrestling, died on July 14th. Two-time WWF Tag Team Champion, one-time AWA World Champion, two-time IWGP Japan Tag Team Champions. What I found the most interesting was that in 2003, Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazine ranked the top 500 stars of all time, and he was 89. Exactly. Everybody's like, oh, go look up.
What year was that?
This was in 2003. They ranked him number 89, top single wrestler of all time.
So top 100 then.
Top 500.
Oh.
Yeah. So
but he's in the top 100.
He's in the
exactly.
top 20%
Exactly.
right there. So
right.
if you ever get a chance, one of the best matches when he was working with Mr. Fuji, watch any of those matches, or the AWA Championship match against Larry Zbyszko, some of his best work.
That reminds me, we should do like top
the
10
only time
next.
Larry Zbyszko was worth a damn.
Was AWA champion.
Yeah, absolutely.
1,000%. Hello, Janelle. Hello, Christy. Welcome to the live feed. We're going to have some fun tonight. So, as we usually do, and because you are back from vacation, Mike, what's on your mind?
Man, can I just blow up at the Black Panther? I'm just
the movie.
Okay. I'm just done. I'm so sick.
I
and
thought
tired
you were
of
listening
people.
into our conversation earlier.
No. I just because it's funny. I ran one of the things that we watched over the weekend was Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Mm-hmm.
My dad specifically asked to watch it. He hasn't seen it yet, and I about when it came out, was it 2 years ago, right?
Last year.
Yeah, last year. I just remember me distinctly saying, this is the best Marvel movie I have seen yet. You remember saying that? Like, it gives you everything from the empty father figure to the anticlimactic to actually losing your real father figure. There's tears. There's all kinds of happiness going on in Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Fast forward to Black Panther, which came out this month. or not this month, but
last,
this year,
last month,
like February, came out in February.
Came
right?
out this
Something
year.
Like that. Yeah,
we
it came out
gotta be
this year.
old because when you think, oh, last week, no, that was February.
Oh my god.
1990 was
So
10
the
years
biggest
ago.
thing was, and I kind of let the hype die down because a lot of people, if even if you just said one negative thing about Black Panther, it was, people freak out in your face, right?
I didn't go to see it because I didn't like how the way it was being hyped.
It got overhyped, man, and I just really want to break down like what was the big difference between Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and Black Panther. You have everything that Black Panther had to offer and more in Guardians of the Galaxy. I laughed my ass off during Galaxy 2. I don't know about you guys. I thought freaking Rocket and freaking Star Munch is he?
I thought it was funnier than the first one.
No, they're just click. And Drax, is he not? Is Batista not? Like, dude, yeah. I'm sorry. Like, he's not a good actor. He's not a very, but yeah, but him as Drax is. I don't see another person doing him. So, like I say, fast forwarded to Black Panther. You haven't seen it. Have you guys seen it?
No, not at all.
There's really not
Panther,
a memorable, like, there's a good fight
Jen
scene.
comes in and says Black Panther actually came out in November. We are old.
Oh, okay. Well, it dropped. Yeah, you're right. So it came out same year.
Yeah.
Came out same year as Guardians of the Galaxy. It dropped in February. The DVD came out in February. That's when I actually watched it.
Gotcha.
Black Panther actually came out in
November.
Yeah, there you go.
They don't let up, man.
So
when we screw up, those people
there's a lot
let
of
us know.
scenes in there. Obviously, there's a lot of good characters in there. I'm not gonna lie. His sister kicks ass because she's that little the gadget person. So she's like the M of that we're used to in James Bond. You know, the dude that makes. Yeah. So she's a cool character. His guardian there, the bald one, she's a kick-ass character. The general of the other, good character. But characters don't make a movie. You know what I'm saying? You could throw 30,000. I mean, let's be honest. Age of Ultron was a good movie. It wasn't a great movie. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. I was let down.
There was just too much characters. They were just
not enough story.
Right, exactly. You could throw as many characters as you want in my face, and it's just not gonna. I need something to bite my teeth into. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, in my opinion, Black Panther is a very cookie cutter movie. You have your basic. Your dad dies. You have to avenge him. You're like Batman, but you have a little side powers. You have all these gizmos. You know what I'm saying? It's and then
scale 1 to 10, what you got?
I got a 7 for that. I really do. But I mean, people blew this movie up, and I watched it again because my dad wanted to see Black Panther. So we literally watched in succession Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and then Black Panther. And I'm sitting there watching Black Panther again, and I'm like, man, I don't understand where the hype from this movie really came from. And like I said, you yourself didn't even want to go see it because of the hype that it was getting, the quote unquote hype.
It wouldn't be I was just going to see a movie. I'm taking part in a political statement.
Exactly.
What?
Lost. But no, chime in if you guys disagree with me. Feel free. I just don't see anything. Guardians of the Galaxy. When Yondu died, come on, man. Was there a dry eye in this fucking room? Come on.
If there wasn't tears coming down, your throat was right.
It was right.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, dude. When he's just crusting up and he's screaming, dude. And then they hit you right after. I mean, even before that whole thing happens, when Groot was like, "I'm Groot," and he's like, "What do you say? Welcome to the frickin' Guardians of the Galaxy." Only he didn't use frickin'. You were just like, Yondu is accepted. And no matter what happened at the end of that movie, I mean, the fireworks too, there you go. If you got that on the end of your, you're busting tears at that point when you see the fireworks. Hard. It's happening, man. It's happening. It's not there with Black Panther. It really feels like it was thrown at me. I love the Black Panther character. I love the actors. I love the characters in that movie. I love how colorful that movie was. They really brought the character to life.
The politics is doing the movie disservice, is doing Chadwick Boseman a disservice, because like he's one of the things that owned Civil War, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Like
absolutely.
He came out of nowhere, and when
nobody knew who he was,
right,
and all of a sudden
when the cops catch him and he takes his suit off, and they're like, "Oh my God, you're the Black Panther," and he's like, "Now I am."
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, he owned Civil War at that point. You know,
everybody thought it was Spider-Man, but no, you're absolutely right. At that point, it's Black Panther.
Spider-Man helped. No, don't get me wrong.
No, that was a big hype.
That fight with Spider-Man and Captain America, I watched that on repeat.
Oh yeah,
because I still think Spider-Man should have won. And can we just real quick point out how fucked up Captain America is? He just met this kid. He doesn't know what he's capable of. He drops a fucking truck on him. He could have killed him.
Bipolar.
You think
Know your opponent.
Captain America, Mr. Noble, he knows it's a kid. He's talking to him like he's a kid.
Hey, dude, he's in Hydra right now, so, maybe he had some mixed emotions. Anyways, what
Right.
you got, bro?
Where's Honey?
Guys, chime in on that, though. Seriously, I want to hear what you guys think. That was my thoughts on it. So,
all right, well, I kind of alluded to it last week, and I actually started a day early. I started today. I'm doing the next. I mapped it out from today until the day before we go to the deck, which, by the way, the SummerSlam party at the deck is August 19th, 2018, 359 Boston Post Road, Westbrook, Connecticut. We're going to see the raffle prizes in just a minute. But I'm going the next 32 days alcohol-free. Nothing.
Good for you, man.
Good
Nothing.
for you. Congratulations.
Big
I hope
big
you really
changes
pull it.
afoot.
I was going to say, there's no way we're going to do the deck without you at least partaking in something.
Don't know yet. Don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see when we get there, man. We will see when we get there. But no, just some big life changes coming up, and they've already started. And I know you guys, and especially Jeff, you guys aren't going to give me a hard time. I know there's going to be some people out there going to give me a hard time. So what? Too bad. Nobody needs to do this but me. Nobody needs to chime in about this but me. And just between me and myself and the good Lord upstairs. So
You're going to catch
you know-
a cold, and the only thing in the house is going to be NyQuil. You're going to be, fuck!
yeah, right. Either that or as much as I
Dude, there's just
hate
certain things,
orange juice,
There's
I'm going to be
certain things that
chugging
it comes in
orange
your
juice.
life when your body just says, you know what, I'm done.
Not
I
my
went
body,
through
man.
and
It's
fucking
my mind and my heart. I gotta
same
do
thing
it.
it's cigarettes, man. It's anything. You gotta want to quit is the biggest thing. Now.
Yeah.
People could tell you all day long, quit this, quit this, quit this. But if it is not in your heart, and just like you said, not in your mind, if you don't want to do it, it ain't happening. So the way I'm looking at you, the drive you got, I think you got this. No matter.
Thank you.
Shoo
Thank
in.
you for saying it. But the hardest thing, it wasn't even really that hard. Usually I leave work, I pull into Norwich, I grab my rack for tonight. Didn't even think about it. It never crossed my mind. Pulled into the driveway, there was one beer left. Dumped it out.
Should have given it to Ed.
Well, he also, I didn't think about that.
Thanks for offering.
I'm sure one of these pipes somewhere has the remnants. If you want to lick
Can
it
I
clean.
get a poor judgment?
Absolutely.
You can have you have poor judgment all the time based on our conversation earlier. But no, big changes coming up. And I know you've been a busy guy, and we haven't had a chance to talk, but we will.
Absolutely.
But I think you guys will be the easiest. I know the lady sitting upstairs skeptical. No big deal. I get it. A lot of people are going to be skeptical.
But that can help you in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Some people got to gamble $100,000 in 1 year.
Yeah.
Skeptical. It makes you stronger, and just stick to who you
I
are.
once jerked off 10 times in a single day, and I was like, I got to stop this.
So we're gonna stop it now because
Stop watching Honky Tonk, man. Stop
we
watching.
we just mentioned the deck, and
Like-
Eric B. Mitchell came by today and dropped off the prizes. So let's take a look at these prizes. I'm gonna pass them around. These
This time I am gonna pocket some because we really got screwed on the Shawn Michaels one. I just want to say that right now. I'm sorry, but those DVDs went to some kids, some unscrupulous kids that won multiple times.
oh yeah,
during
those
that.
kids won what 6 prizes?
Yeah,
during
and
that
one of
raffle?
them was the Shawn Michaels freaking
DVD
DVD set, and I don't think that is going to be taken care of very well.
Someone's
Just going to
having
put
a
that out
Samuel
there.
L.
That should have
Jackson, Mr.
stayed
Glass
in.
moment.
Yeah,
At least we know who number one is.
right. Well,
Yeah.
no,
No, he's not actually.
All right.
But I do love Shawn Michaels. I hate Shawn Michaels as a wrestler.
On
I
the,
do
on
like
the way
his
around the
story,
table, one size fits most. AJ Styles ring gloves.
though. Really?
WWE
Think about your
Women's
partner,
Championship, Raw Women's
I
Championship
would
coffee
actually
mug.
The
use
WWE
these.
headphones are mine.
Okay, there are none.
I would actually use these to work on my car.
Okay, so we got the Raw Women's
I was gonna say
Championship,
something else, but
Raw Women's
Master.
Championship coffee mug. Will you stop? I feel like Gorilla Monsoon now. The World Heavyweight Championship coffee mug. Last coffee mug,
And it's gone.
Yeah, right. Stop it. The Hardy Boys Reborn by Fate coffee mug. That is
Wait,
a
this is the
really
women's?
nice
Oh.
cup. That's the Women's Raw Championship right
Okay,
there.
yep, you're right.
where's the garbage? I mean,
Oh, that is the garbage.
That is the garbage. We have a Sasha Banks laser etched beer mug.
Ooh.
probably should keep that away from him.
No.
Uh-huh.
We have a New Day etched beer mug, which
Oh, that one's
Eric
cool.
thought I would steal, but sorry, I'm doing the 32-day challenge, man. Not gonna do it. I'm gonna take these off for a second.
Unicorn man.
That is pretty cool.
Here come the lunch boxes. Double-sided Shinsuke Nakamura lunchbox.
Oh,
Kids,
that
tell
is
your
cool.
parents. It's $1 a ticket, $10 an arm length. Tell your parents now.
How can you not like that? That's pretty cool.
Women's Money in the Bank.
Now hold on, is this the whole darn thing or is it just the box? Is
Just the
there-
box. There's
Oh, okay.
yeah,
No
I was gonna
thermos,
say,
no
come
nothing.
on.
and there's no
man.
contract in this
No,
one, so you
there's-
cannot go after Alexa Bliss, Jeff.
Oh, I would totally hit somebody with that though.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
That's right.
Hell, never
I
mind.
totally hit Alexa Bliss.
Kids,
I'll
tell
pass it on for
kids,
someone
tell
else.
your parents.
Kids,
John Cena, hustle,
Nice.
loyalty, respect. Lunchbox.
you get
We
to
got-
see John Cena's ass.
Yes, you do. Finn Balor, Balor Club.
Thank you, Bella. I like that.
Lunchbox.
Oh my goodness.
We're not done.
What else?
This is
The
the one. This,
bulletproof one.
this is
too.
the one Mike wants to step on. It's the Roman Empire, Roman
Yes.
Reigns lunchbox.
Yeah.
Number one on
Now,
my
folks, if you can't make it to the deck to win these prizes, you can buy them.
You sure can at LokiandJabroni.com/wrestling. And these are closeout items. The AJ Styles, if it's not P1, they don't want none. That was the shirt I was wearing earlier before the weather said no.
Janelle wants the
like
Sasha.
Music, I'll be
She
honest.
wants the Sasha beer mug.
She,
Dollar
yeah,
ticket, $10 an arm
Yeah,
length.
you want the prize, you gotta
Oh,
beat
booty
the man
house,
at trivia.
booty house.
Bootio's lunchbox.
Good.
Folks, you're lucky that's gonna be one of
You're
the
gonna drop
prizes
this stuff,
because
I'm
we had to fight Jabroni.
That is true. Seth Rollins, Kingslayer lunchbox.
Oh, Kingslayer. No wonder why that was $1 off.
We got the men's Money in the Bank lunchbox.
Janelle says,
Ooh.
Vanna, you're doing great.
I love that.
Dude, this guy's,
Thank you.
He's gonna drop everything.
Last but not least, the Little Miss Alexa Bliss lunchbox.
Oh yeah.
What's that about?
What's what about?
Nothing.
I don't know.
Talk about that later.
I thought I got it all.
You did not.
You can win these prizes by going to the deck August 19th, Westbrook, Connecticut. $1 a ticket, $10 an arm length. They're all available. Plus, the trivia contest. My questions, your answers. You will win a $30 WWE Network gift card and possibly
Don't
We're gonna
forget to tell them that this is the last time that you are actually going to be doing the questions. From now on, you're going to be a part
that's
of
right.
it.
Beat Jabroni.
Yes.
That's going to be it.
I'm in.
You're in?
I'm in.
Bring it on. Now you can come and win the $30 WWE Network gift card, and I don't know if the deck is throwing in any goodies like they did last time. Which last time they did a $50 gift card. But in all fair, you know what? Why don't I stop talking for a moment?
Does that ever happen? I'm confused.
Once
No.
I was coughing and dying. But yes, this is the last time I'm doing the trivia as the question giver.
He's coming out of retirement. He's getting back in the ring, folks.
Yep.
Because by the time we do another outing with trivia, I've already contacted a company called Undisputed Belts. We- No,
Yes,
well, yeah, she is the
Undisputed.
legit boss.
These guys are awesome. by the way.
Undisputed Belts is going to be making us a Loki and Jabroni Trivia Championship belt. And that's where you guys come in, because you could go to www.patreon.com/Loki and Jabroni and donate to the show, help us out with production and everything else. You can buy t-shirts. cafepress.com/Loki and Jabroni. 2 new t-shirts just
I
released.
forgot AJ's gimmick.
Oh, yeah. No, that's the other guy. And if you want to shop one of our great affiliates like Amazon, WWE, Zounds, or others, go to LokiandJabroni.com, hit the affiliate page, and shop to your heart's desire.
Shop the drop.
That's right. Did you steal anything? Now that I'm looking?
No.
Okay, just checking.
I was good.
He answered too slow. Search him.
Yeah, pat him down.
You can. I have my move shot glass.
And lastly but not leastly, our 2018 fundraiser is Chad Hatfield and Team World Vision. They are striving to bring clean water to countries that do not have access to clean water. Pinned to the top of our Facebook page is the link where you can donate to Chad and Team World Vision. As an added bonus, come November, Chad and Team World Vision will be coming to New York City to run the marathon as part of their fundraising efforts. So we definitely encourage you to go out and donate to Chad Hatfield and Team World Vision. Now,
Every
Eddie, do you
time.
have anything on your mind before we move forward? No, you don't.
No, not particularly.
I didn't think so. Jeff, buddy, nothing on your mind?
Just a pleasure, you know. It's nice to be here finally after watching so long, and I do like that band.
I know you've been pointing that out the whole time.
That's a
The
good band.
Yep, I know.
And
We found one
you've
of
been
the
watching
3
long enough to know we need you closer to the mic.
Yeah, really. We said don't Bob Backlund
I
us.
was just staying away from you. That's all it was.
We're gonna go that
My
route now.
apology, but
All right. So why don't we dive right in, man? Anybody want to start?
so we're starting number 10 down to
10 to 1. If you have an honorable mention, throw it out now.
All right, it is in a specific. It is in a specific order, correct?
Yeah,
We
10,
are doing
10 to
like-
1.
Okay.
10 being the bottom, 1 being the top. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. That's how I did it.
Agreed. Okay. That works.
Okay.
And then don't forget, I do have this week's edition of Buy or Sell.
Yes. Shall we buy and sell now, or shall we dive in now?
I think we should buy and sell.
I think we
You
should
wanna
buy and sell. Let's buy and
Buy and
sell.
sell?
All right. Hey, I need it.
Eddie, get the timer.
I got the timer.
All right. You know
Had
the
it
rules,
last
Jeff?
time.
Yes.
You know the rules of the buy and sell. Okay.
Would you like to join us, Jeff?
Sure, I'd love to.
All right.
And
Jeff's
how long
gonna-
is it again? 30 seconds?
30
seconds.
seconds.
All right.
30 seconds.
How many
All right.
how many stories we got? This week?
I have 6,
All
but
right.
I have one on mine too. We'll see how these runs.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. So, recently we had the home run derby, as you all know. Bryce Harper won.
First hometown guy to do it.
First
Bryce.
hometown guy to do it
He's
with
a
his
beast.
old man pitching.
Fantastic.
Now, did Bryce Harper cheat to win the home run derby? Now, real quick, and you can buy or sell this. His father was the pitcher, and
Mhm.
you can clearly go back and watch him. The whole idea is it's a time sport, so therefore you must be, as soon as that one ball is hit, you can swing for the next one. The next one gets pitched to you, right? Like a little lob. Well, his dad was literally looking for Bryce to nod. So Bryce is going swing, nod, swing, nod, swing. He was technically getting more shots in than anybody else. So, buy or sell. Bryce Harper cheated in the home run derby.
Buying it. Because the rule states you have to wait for the ball to hit the ground before the next pitch is thrown. I don't need the rest of the 30 seconds. I'm buying it. He cheated. Buy.
I'm selling it. It's the home run derby.
Okay, I get it, but you get a trophy and a check and all this other
Hey, you
stuff.
can't go back into it,
How
though.
much-
Damn!
how much is-
Why are you selling it?
It's the home run derby. I mean, he's pitching. It's not like you're out there with a major league pitcher pitching. It's the home run derby. That's enough said. I feel home run derby.
Well, this episode's over. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Ed, buy or sell the fact that Bryce Harper cheated in the home run
I'm
derby.
selling it too. That's not a problem of cheating. That's just those are the rules don't say you can't do that.
Well, they do
But it does.
technically. They do technically.
When
There is a technicality where it does state that you have to wait until, like he's saying, the ball lands before the next pitch goes. And Bryce was literally nodding and letting his dad know right before the ball was coming, and a couple of them weren't obviously hitting. So,
Give them 10 seconds to change their answer.
But did the ball hit the ground?
No! In several instances, no.
it did not. There was a couple instances where yes, they had proven that he did.
Still
I don't say it's cheating.
Very
say
good,
it's-
very
no.
good.
I don't say it's cheating. Just
Ed, production
Okay.
notes. Don't fight in Jeff.
Here we go. This one's kind of like one of those what?
I don't do the booking.
Oh, that's right. That's me.
The owners of the Mandalay Bay, that's the
Casino.
the casino, correct, are suing the victims of the Las Vegas massacre in federal court. Now, they are not going for money value. What they're trying to do is get a new lawyer. They are saying that this is one of the cheapest, lowest tactics that a lawyer has ever used, albeit it is legal. Buy or sell the fact that these guys are suing the victims of the Las Vegas massacre in federal court.
Hold on
Chris.
a second. Sell. You're suing the victims. What the hell is wrong with you? They've been shot. They've been injured. They're traumatized. PTSD. They're going to have all these problems all their lives. And now, oh, wait. The ones that live, we're going to sue them? No. Mandalay Bay should be burned to the ground and I'll pee on the ashes. The end.
All right, what do you got?
I'm selling it. I mean, come on, you're gonna sue people that were injured or shot. I mean, how low do we get? So total soul, sell it.
So they're suing to get a new lawyer.
They're essentially, so there's no money value. They're not suing these people for a dime. What they're trying to sue for is to get a new judge.
Oh, buy it.
You know,
Go for it.
Thursday, bring pie.
Buy it. If you think a judge is not handling a case without bias, you're well within your right to sue for a new judge. It's part of the system.
That's a
Totally
good
buy
point. All right.
But they are suing.
it. But they're not suing the victims per se. They're suing to get a new judge.
Right.
So,
but they
perfect-
are.
Perfect example is Larry Flint, where he got railroaded by a judge that didn't like him because they found his magazine to be offensive.
Okay, so my question is, I know you're not supposed to, but they get a new judge, then what?
Matt.
Guess we find
You
out.
You
just
keep, you
as
see
the
if this
trial goes
works.
on.
Yeah,
They're
you
not-
see.
They're not getting out of
If
the
it works.
lawsuit.
Right, exactly. Well, one of the things that they are trying to get out of, and this is actually a little side note that when I was reading into it, this was kind of crazy. The security detail that was in charge of that casino actually has insurance that covers them if said terrorist attack actually happens.
That's not uncommon.
Hmm. I don't.
That's pretty fucked up, though.
well-
let's be honest, man.
Welcome to the system.
I know.
When you're
I know,
operating buildings that big, you're basically target. So any security company you hire is gonna want to be like, hey, we don't want to be held responsible if Al Qaeda comes in here and bombs the fucking building.
Right.
That's
Right.
all they're saying.
Right. I get that. I
You
get
know,
that.
their
Just the
job
way
is-
that it's just like the way they word this.
There's a difference between what's right and what's legal.
Right.
I've said
Exactly.
that before.
Oh yeah.
All right, Texas. Here we go. You guys might have heard about this guy, Christopher Young. Goes in and he essentially just beats the hell out of this older guy.
Oh yeah.
Right. So he kills him. Right.
Mm.
So, anyways, he's to be executed. So here it is. Texas to execute convicted killer despite the plea of the victim's family. Buy or sell the fact that a family's plea should be able to stop the death sentence, regardless if it's in Texas or not. Jabroni, what do you got?
I'm gonna introduce a new portion of this. I'm gonna call it layaway. Only because I agree with the fact that you're convicted, you've been sentenced to death, and you should be executed. If the victim's family has to say they have to open up a new set of hearings or some sort of clemency from the governor, I'm gonna buy the family asking for clemency.
So you think the family should have some say
There-
and
there
being
were-
like, look, we forgive him. We don't want this guy to die. We don't mind if he stays behind bars the rest of his life, but we don't want this guy to die.
I'm not saying that they should be the final word, but their words should carry weight and be heard.
Okay. What do you got, Jeff?
I think that's touchy. I think people's opinions should matter, but I'm gonna sell it. I mean, I feel like if you kill somebody, he can't defend himself and say, "Hey, I forgive you." I would say I could forgive him myself if it was me being that person, but I don't think you can like say, "Hey, my family thought." I mean, you don't know the motive behind it either.
Right.
So I'm gonna sell it totally.
Mm-hmm.
Ed.
All right, I'm gonna sell it without getting into a big libertarian spiel. If you let them choose not to kill him, you have to let families choose to kill people. It's a very, very messy, because you have to have equal protection under the law. If they let this family have the final say, and others don't, that's not equal protection under the law. So whether or not I agree,
Hence the father that grabs the gun of the bailiff
right,
and
'cause
shoots.
what's the difference at that
right.
point?
You're
Right.
right. You're absolutely
You know?
right. I'll buy that one.
That's
All
a
right.
legislative thing that would need to be completely changed.
All right.
right.
You guys are going to have a field day with this one. I already know it.
We only get 30 seconds.
Here we go. Barack Obama says, "We're living in strange times," and takes hard digs at Trump during a speech marking Nelson Mandela's 100th birthday. Jeff, buy or sell?
Is this a real question? I mean,
He really did say this. Do you think this is a douchebag move, or do you just think this is...
I mean, I try to respect every president, because of what he did, even though I'm not gonna say I voted for him, right? Because I'm 100% Republican for many reasons. It is a douchebag move. I mean, I feel like if we were attacking him at a point, everybody would be out there. Why you're doing it? So
You're going to sell it. You're going to say,
100%.
yeah. Absolutely. Chris.
Look, I'm going to sell it too. When Obama was the president, people were throwing barbs at him. I don't remember GW being the one that came before him tossing barbs his way. I'm sure he did, but then again, it wasn't quite as highly publicized if it happened as things are now. There wasn't the Twitter barrage, CNN barrage, although they were there. But I'm selling it. He should have more class than that.
Got it. Ed.
I'll buy it. He's a cockbag. He did it for 8 years.
And there you go.
He's just seriously, he's just a well-spoken cockbag.
Yeah. I mean, I was
We
going
have
to
said that.
You
on many
literally
occasions.
are making a point during
Look,
Nelson Mandela's
and
100th
I said
birthday.
before we went on there, I'm not a big fan of police, but anybody who goes to a cop's fucking funeral and says, "Hey, this is partially your fault," is a well-spoken cockbag.
Yeah. I mean, they got points.
He's right.
All right, Ed, this one might hit a little home for you, and I'll let you open this one up.
Anything but the thighs, please.
Absolutely.
Wow.
ShopRite of New London came across heavy scrutiny on social media over the weekend. The other day with claims of using bad meat rolled inside new meat. A customer went on there and said, "Hey, look, I found this." Scott Capano, owner, and as we very well know, a very outspoken individual, said, "Do not leave your meat in the car. This is the reason why we don't ground our own meat," and then proceeded to belittle the guy. Now,
Wow.
That sounds like something Scott would do.
yeah,
I take it you know this guy worked for him. I saw that
Exactly.
coming.
So,
Wow.
from a business standpoint, please buy or sell this douchebag. Ed,
What am I buying or selling
I
about?
won't stick to it.
Like,
from a business standpoint, is this the right
Was
thing
Scott's
to do?
move the right move? Is
no,
that
fucking sell it. Fucking. It's like the Papa John thing. Shut your fucking mouth. No,
He's right.
listen. I've known Scott. He's not a bad guy, but he's the youngest out of all of them, and he was always a hothead then, and he's probably a hothead now. And he ugh, you know what I mean? Like when you,
yeah.
I was gonna say that was a lot of 30 seconds of.
No, it was right there.
oh,
It was right there. What do you got?
You own a bit. I'm selling it. Own it. If you own a business, I'm not saying the
it's
customer's
his
always
father's
right.
business. We should put that.
Yes,
It's
absolutely.
his father's business.
I'm not a fan of the customer's always right because the customer's not always right. The customer's sometimes a jerk. But you don't go out there and you say those things to your customers.
This should be said. It was the new London Stop and Shop
Regardless, doesn't
ShopRite.
matter.
or ShopRite. I'm sorry, ShopRite.
I don't care if it was the
Okay.
nationwide Walmart that has super Walmarts. You don't say things like that to your customers. You tell them, sorry, I'll rectify the situation. Selling it.
I helped set that store up, by the way.
I believe it.
I mean,
All right, what do you got?
I mean, attacking the customer that actually pays your bills and attacking the customer that actually pays your paycheck, and the fact that just own it. I mean, own it, and what's it going to cost you? You know, I'd rather have the customer happy. The whole customer right always thing. I mean,
We
we
know
know
that's
where
a
that
fine
goes.
line
It's
now.
nuanced.
That's
It's a fallacy.
but we live in an age of social media where people can literally throw that right on Facebook, and all of a sudden you have 10,000 likes, and next thing you know,
the shop rate of New London.
right,
Like,
exactly.
Nothing, not Norwich.
Yeah,
New
Right,
London.
right.
Don't mess with
exactly.
my Norwich
Yeah,
shop
Right,
rate.
right,
If
right.
you got bad meat, bring it back.
Right.
They'll give you your money back. Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying.
But don't challenge
this-
the fucking customer.
Well, this is how people. Yeah, exactly. But this is how people do it nowadays. Is they'll usually go to social media first, make sure that they have people backing them before they go forward.
Mhm.
Okay.
There's always someone to back you up.
And this is the last one I have for this week. A medical statistic shows, or has shown, they've studied 50 teenagers and have directly have directly resulted in the facts that if they had multiple social media platforms on their phones, they began to show early signs of ADHD. Buy or sell, Jeff?
Sell it. I mean, there's always a reason for something. I feel like, you know, there's always someone saying, "Oh, did that?" Well, probably because you had some issues, or this. It's just a sell. They're always finding the easy way out, or to create more media drama. So I'll sell it 100%.
I'm selling it as well. I don't believe that if you fall off a bike, you have PTSD. I don't believe if you daydream in school once in a blue moon, you have attention deficit. And I don't believe that your phone is going to cause ADHD. They're just looking for ways to medicate the children more and more and more every day. They say schools are a drug-free zone. Stop sending your Ritalin-filled kids to school.
Touche.
You're
Ed.
welcome.
I'm selling it only on the basis that associative studies are bullshit.
Done and done.
You take, like I said, I did say they studied only
It's
50
yeah.
kids. I mean, and you didn't say where it was, whether it was rural areas. Doesn't say if it was city. Doesn't say where
But
it
there's
was.
always a reason. You can fight that all. There's always a reason. Like he's saying, they label everything.
Right,
Why
exactly.
are so many more kids on?
All
All right,
this than
so
the
you guys
world?
want the bonus one I had? Because I know you'll go
Yeah.
off on it. All right, here
I only
you go.
got 30 seconds, man. You can't bait me like that.
All
Yeah,
right,
no,
but
this
I
is
will.
beautiful.
But I will.
I love that you only have 30 seconds.
LeBron James has went to his
All right, skip it. Top 10 rest. No.
team at this point. Only difference this time is he said he did it for himself this time. Chris, buy or sell?
Sell. He doesn't do anything for himself. He does it for the dollar. Had this argument with someone online the other day. Don't want to get into it. Not going to blow him up. I promise I won't say their name. He did it for the money. The same reason he went to Miami. The same reason he went back to Cleveland. Don't buy into that. I want to bring a championship home. No, you could have done that the first time. Now Cleveland gets bounced 2 years in a row by Golden State, and the only team that can beat Golden State is Los Angeles. He did it for the money.
Jeff?
Los Angeles is going to beat Golden State. Well, that's a different subject. But
Sell.
so, I mean, it's about the money. I mean, you leave Cleveland. I'm a Heat fan, but it's biggest crybaby. I mean, thank you for the rings. I'm not going to say that, but it's all about the money. He didn't do it for it's all. I don't even know why he does it now. He's got plenty of money. Why stay in Cleveland?
Well, that's what I'm saying. He said this time he did it for him.
He said he went back to Cleveland for him too. Remember that?
No, he did it for the people.
No, go back. I'm from Cleveland. I want to do this for my city.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Should have stayed the first time.
Ed, what do you got?
Sell it. I think it's PR. He should just be honest. I have no problem with anybody chasing paper, and neither should he.
No, I don't have a problem. I mean,
Yeah.
look at today's freaking rap artists. Look at them today. I mean, literally.
If he's going to LA to win a title, he should go back to Cleveland.
Right?
Who is he getting?
I don't know. Apparently, they know something that we don't. So,
Uh-oh. This could be the first one today. To play devil's advocate, you could argue that if he does get with a team that's going to give him a championship, there is more money in that long term.
He makes more money on endorsement. Come on.
Yeah, I was going to say, just putting his ass in a pair of Calvin Kleins.
I just want to know who he's going to get. You can get Leonard. Come on.
Dude,
you're not beating Golden State.
My boy could fart, and then Bush's Beans would pick him up and fucking sign him for $3 million.
That's true.
You're not beating Golden State. I'm a Heat fan, but you're
Dude,
not.
nobody's beating Golden State right now.
No.
Like
The only people beating Golden State right now is Golden State.
Right.
And
I'm looking at
and
them.
Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant might actually beat Golden State.
I'm actually looking at them right now to go on a Chicago Bulls type tear and win 6 and 8 years.
They might, man. They're a pretty brutal fucking team. And that's why when I told people, they were like, "Man, Celtics." Look, I love my Celtics. I love them to fucking death. But right now, Danny Ainge is a smart motherfucker. He's keeping some good players, but he's keeping options open because he sees a powerhouse team.
Mm-hmm.
He's played on a fucking powerhouse team.
Amen.
He knows when freaking teams roll, and dynasties are a lot easier to keep in baseball or in basketball than any other team. Let's be honest. All you need is top 4 out there.
Oh yeah,
Celtics gonna win the East for the next 6 years.
Oh god, yeah. We don't even have to try now.
I don't know. I thought LeBron should have went there. That was my answer.
Oh yeah.
I thought they were going to
We all
go there.
thought they were going to do it too.
I was like, if he did that, that's how you win a championship.
I don't know.
Well, as our guest, I would like you to start off. If you have an honorable mention, break it out now. But let's break down from 10 to 1 the top 10 favorite wrestlers of all time. Now, guys, it's not a debate. We're just going around the table. Here's the why. Here's the how. We've done enough debate. You can't debate. Yeah. Oh, you like Hillbilly Jim? Well, you like him for a reason.
Don't go messing with that country boy.
Telling you, I should have waited till next week.
You knew I was coming back from vacation.
Yeah, I know.
You knew I was with my brother.
I know.
You knew I put my liver through a lot of training.
Right? He had enough for both of us.
Matter of fact, could you?
I can. The gimmick box is open.
By the way,
and real quick, guys, it's not for an IPA. I'm actually really.
Yeah, I thought you gave up the IPA.
I really look at the how you taught me there. If it's got the low BD
IBU,
the IBUs there, then I'm actually pretty decent as long as I don't overkill it.
Right.
So if you guys have any topics that you want to throw in for our buy or sell, hit me up personally in the mailbox or hit us right on the show and I'll throw it up in there. I like to try to usually keep it a surprise from these guys so that way they don't know it.
That's the best part.
Ahead of time, so that I hit them on the fly.
Or hit them on Twitter at Portugal Viking.
There you go. That's another way to do it. That's another really good way to do it. Message me there if you guys have anyone you want to add from there, and I'll give you guys your due respects.
Well, here comes your due respect, my friend. Give us number 10.
At first, I didn't have a mention, but thinking about it, honorable mention, the Great Muda.
Ooh, nice call.
I just, come on, spitting green thing on people. How can you not like that?
That is pretty cool.
And in his era of doing the flips and everything from an era that they were grounded, besides like dropping elbows and stuff. So mention Great Muda.
Okay, fantastic. Do anybody else have an honorable mention? I do, but I don't know.
Honorable mention? Yeah, I'll do an honorable mention with the tag team.
Okay.
All right, how about that?
I like it.
Outsiders.
Oh, no.
Outsiders only because what they originally did when they went over to WCW, nobody knew what they were going to do, man. And then you do the biggest slap in the face and take Hulk Hogan and bring him over with you, dude.
That's classic.
Fantastic.
I'm not worthy.
Absolutely. Ed, you got anything for honorable mention?
Yes.
Chris Benoit.
I almost put her on my list.
I bet
You know, but then I thought we're just sticking with male wrestlers or whatever. But I'm gonna do an honorable mention for Wendy Richter.
Nice.
Good call.
Um,
Good call.
I
respect that.
she was the only
Mhm.
reason I would ever watch a women's match back in the day, and I
And
thought,
she had a bitchin' name for back in the
oh,
day.
she was awesome. And the
Let's be
Cyndi
honest.
Lauper thing, I loved
Yes,
it. I ate
yes.
that shit up. So
And she was
yeah.
easy on the eyes, but when she got in that ring, it was
Dude,
all
and Cindy's
business,
like
man. She
what,
was
70
good.
now, and she's still
She
looking.
in her mid-60s, I thought.
Dude,
yeah.
like I don't know what the hell she must dip her fucking face in
Keto
like
diet.
baby fucking
Keto diet.
bladders or something, because that shit is
Okay,
like not
cool.
a wrinkle or nothing, man. That's impressive. That's impressive.
It is kind of impressive.
You know who looks like shit? Boy George.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you wear all that makeup. Hello, people.
Look at Gene Simmons.
Yeah.
She's 65, by the way.
65. Okay.
That's not bad.
My honorable mention is gentleman Chris Adams. One of the best English wrestlers I ever saw. He threw judo and professional wrestling together. That super kick was the first, not Shawn Michaels, guys. Chris Adams was the first super kick I ever saw. His matches with Great Kabuki, Kevin Von Erich, the tag team with Gino Hernandez, fantastic.
Nice.
And now we move on.
Now we go to the top 10.
Number 10. You want to start?
Go ahead, no, you start.
All right. I had Razor Ramon at number 10.
Nice.
Little nod to the well, you can put him as Razor Ramon. I first saw him as Scott Hall with the big Magnum PI, although he had a great mustache too. The Magnum PI mustache, the big
Dude,
bushy
that was
curly hair.
hysterical.
Yeah.
That was hysterical.
And I remember seeing him at a show in East Lyme. The AWA somehow pulled through here in '86, and it was
just starting to get
incredible,
popular.
yeah.
Man.
A couple years later, fast forward like 6 years, there's Razor Ramon. Like something's
Yo.
familiar about him.
Yo.
hmm
And then they tell you in the magazine, oh, that's Scott Hall. Oh, no kidding. Wow. All right. Great moves. I just showed my daughter when I was in third row, thank you to the WWE Network, of him winning the IC belt in New Haven. I'm like, there's your dad right there. She could have cared less about the match. She kept looking for me.
hmm
So, but just a
And
never a bad match.
Real quick, just to throw in my dude, his I don't know what the fall away slam, aka the last call
Mhm.
in WCW. Nobody did it better. The fall away slam is, first of all, you got to understand to hold somebody's weight and then throw it over your head while falling back and not have this guy crush your dome. And Scott
Yeah.
Hall did it perfectly. Even when he was drinking,
Oh, yeah.
mind you, he still did it. So.
And as a little,
Always drinking?
later years, yeah.
No, and yeah, you don't.
As a little as a little star
He
to
hit
put
it
next
better.
to his name, the best guy. He took the stunner, the best. Not The Rock, not anybody else.
Yeah, he did.
Scott
Yes, he
Hall had the best stunner taking.
Flailed
in
around the
oh
ring
my
for like
God.
15 minutes, like when you had to chase him down to pin him.
When Austin's butt hit the mat, Scott Hall's knees full spring up in the air, hits the mat, rolls over, plays dead, does the
Goes into the
Faith
third
No
corner.
More fish flap. Fantastic, loved it.
All right, go ahead, Ed.
Oh, number 10 for me. I put Chris Jericho.
Wow, not
Yeah,
even on my list,
I-
although he should be.
Yeah, as far as like the wrestlers from like this generation, he's probably one I'm most impressed with. I like his attitude, like the way he starts shit. He can keep things
definitely
going
does.
for weeks.
What happened?
I do like that.
Mm.
You know,
He does know how to pick the fight and get it going.
yeah, and he's good in the ring. You know,
One of the
and-
best, one of the
Yeah.
best people on microphone to this day.
Oh
man.
yeah.
His gimmicks. Come on, the list, dude. That
Yep.
you still have people going
You
on.
want to see a
and let's
great
keep
match?
it real. Really good dancer.
If you want to see a good match, go find Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega, and then his new gimmick that he's doing now. Since you mentioned he's like that chameleon change thing.
hmm
Got the rock star hair. He's got like a top hat. He's got some like eye makeup now. He's doing the deal in Japan for the next year.
Dude, WCW, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Jericho,
Oh,
any of them,
uh,
any of them, dude.
Chris
All right.
Slamboree '98. Chris Jericho, Dean Malenko. I was there,
Yeah.
and it was one of the
Oh,
best
dude, Dean
matches of
Malenko,
all time.
now that I think of it, he should have been
I was
on.
about
Well,
to
maybe
say,
not on this, but
he
he
should've
should
if
have
we
been.
had a top 20, Jericho,
Oh, yeah.
Malenko,
Oh, yeah,
Guerrero,
yeah.
all on my list.
All right, so I will take the next one. Number 10 for me, Brock Lesnar.
Ooh,
There
I'm
is
surprised you got him so low.
Yeah.
there's well, you wait to see the rest of them.
Bret
Brock
Hart, Bret Hart,
Lesnar,
Bret Hart,
to
Bret
my
Hart, Bret
to my
Hart.
opinion, actually, you'll be surprised what Brett is on my list.
Okay.
But he is
But
on
he's
my list.
there.
But he is on my list. There is nobody who has more raw talent than Brock Lesnar. That the first time I saw him do an F5, I had no idea what happened. I was like, did he flung this guy and then he grabbed him mid and then DDT'd? What the hell just happened? This guy is a beast. He's a freaking animal. There's not. This guy's a football player, a wrestler, a UFC champion. This dude is not really a champion, but
He's been the UFC champion.
He has been it. And it looks like he might be heading back there again.
Mm-hmm.
This is my only downfall, and this is why you're at number 10, Brock. You have no love for the WWE, and all the WWE wants to do is love you. Like, the fan base that you would have, you have loyal fan base right now as it is. It's really, and you don't even show up for like 15.
Right now, more people are cheering for Paul Heyman than they are for
Absolutely,
Brock Lesnar.
absolutely. But when he comes in there, and like I said, Suplex City, there's no denying the hurt that this guy can do on somebody.
He treats it like a job, though.
Yeah, and other guys treat it as a
to him.
lifestyle.
He treats it like they allow him to treat it. Just remember.
That's
They
true.
allow him not
Very
to
good
show
point.
up. I mean,
Exactly.
when back in the 80s, if you didn't
Vince
show
loves
up,
him,
you
dude.
were
Vince
done.
loves him.
Vince
Vince
down
loves him.
shipped him. See you
Oh,
later. Pick your check up.
Vince loves him like he loves Hogan. He brings the dollars,
Mhm.
so you can have the
Well, come on. I mean,
Winnie contract in the
guy
schedule.
defends his title. It's ridiculous. I mean,
Well, we
15
all-
times in 400 and change days.
And
That's
don't
why
forget-
length of
don't
title reign
forget.
doesn't mean a lot, Jeffrey.
Exactly.
now.
Yes, now. Because Demolition did it every night, twice
Then-
on Sundays.
Then,
I'll give you that.
then
Beat
it
up,
meant something.
bleeding,
Mhm.
broken.
All right, what do you got at number 10, bro?
Yes.
Number 10 for me is Triple H.
Wow.
You know, Triple H old school. You know, Triple H. You know,
Hunter Hearst Hemsley.
Hunter Hearst Helmsley, thank you very
you know,
much.
he's-
Even the game.
He's
Game.
brutal. I like the sledgehammer. I like that. You know, the DX days. He was just I think he's talented. I mean, yes, now he's a little more took the role of being the wife.
Mm.
But who wouldn't?
Yeah.
Who wouldn't? In his
And I'm going to
position
follow
take
up with that because actually my number 9 is Triple H,
Wow,
Hunter Hearst
piggyback.
Helmsley. And I have nothing but good things to say. King of the Ring, when he beat Mankind and then literally beat Mankind with the scepter, and I was at that
Nice.
event, dude, and I was the only one rooting for Triple H at the time. So when he did that, the hatred I was getting
Was that the flaming barbed wire 2x4 match?
no, oh, yeah. no. This was the
Okay.
King of the Ring. This is the
We were there.
yeah, the
Not
official.
together,
no,
but we
right,
were-
but we were there as a whole, right? Exactly. The official King of the Ring where he won it, and then he
That
literally
was the night I got
beat
drunk with Brian Pillman.
Mankind.
God bless you, Brian Pillman.
So
Wow,
Triple
that's
H is, in my opinion,
I gotta
the
ride home.
most dynamic character to ever step in that ring. Shawn Michaels has pretty much been Shawn Michaels since day one. Bret Hart has been Bret Hart since day one. You know, a lot of these wrestlers, they don't really change throughout their years. Triple H has literally went from being Hunter Hearst Helmsley, this pure grain, Greenwich-fed mule, to the game,
He's a
to
figurehead.
DX, to, I mean,
He is a figurehead for the WWE. You can't deny it.
and now he's the
He needs
King
the
of
hair, you know,
Kings.
I think
I
the
know
hair
he
makes
definitely
it
needs the
easier.
hair. You're right, he needs the hair, but
Yeah,
the
he
King
looks
of
like a
Kings
beast.
Now he looks like a
He
thumb.
always
He looks
will
like
have
a thumb
spot.
with muscles.
Money.
And money, yeah. Well,
And money.
I do miss
Lots of fucking money.
the English Lord routine.
Yeah.
That was like the best.
Oh, yeah.
With the skull head and all that.
Yeah. Oh no, he came out with the old.
Da, 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 da.
What do you got for number 9?
He gave. Oh, you want me to go number 9? I picked Bob Backlund. I know
Bob
it's strange
Backlund.
for you guys to hear Backlund so low on my list, but
Because he put you in a chicken wing.
it hurt. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie,
I
that
know.
hurt.
Feeling it.
No, but never saw a bad Bob Backlund match. I love the fact that he was pure. But when he got fired up, then he threw the fists and the kicks and whatever, and he was just he could go an hour and still look as good at minute 1 as he did at minute 59. I just loved it. And then when he turned heel, it was like a whole new Bob Backlund.
Well, it's funny because he
Mr.
turned heel
Backlund.
and he wasn't really a heel.
The style didn't change.
No, he was
The
still
only
Bob
thing-
Backlund,
the
but it was
only thing
because
that
he was
changed-
so good.
Yep.
He
The
was
only thing that
considered a
changed
heel.
was instead of telling people, I'm here for you and I'm going to give it 109% just for you great folks in Hartford, he's like, you can't have my autograph unless you give me the president's, or, you know,
Yeah.
you're a plebeian. And he started using the big $2 words, and the kids were like, dude, I don't like him. No, I'm not going to do this. Not me. Red bow tie, had the shirt and all that gimmick.
That's why I
Yes.
said he was perfect.
Loved it. Number 9, Ed.
Number 9 for me is Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Love it.
Good call.
I loved Ricky since day one. Just the talent. I love the whole thing with the little alligator and crab.
Yeah.
I like the
Jake the
blend of
Snake.
the martial arts and the wrestling he used to do. And I'm sorry, you got to be on a top 10 list when everybody rates a match by a match you had
Mm-hmm.
in a WrestleMania. Like, so where's the Steamboat Savage match? So you got to be on that list.
That,
You know?
That was a good
I was gonna
match.
say, and he brought the whole dress ring attire before it was ever popular.
yeah,
The dude had like full dragon outfits. Watch you'd actually
That
know.
was later, right?
that was
Well, he
yeah.
started-
And then
yeah.
he did the flame
The
thing,
flames
yeah.
thing. That's what I'm saying. He became essentially one of the first showmen.
Yeah, I was
Like
about
that
to say,
guy
yeah,
would
he
literally
was
come
showman.
out like,
Well-
and what's Steamboat gonna look like at this WrestleMania?
Those matches
White
with,
Dragon come rolling
those
out.
matches with Stone Cold were like some of the
Oh, in
best,
WCW.
some of the
man.
best matches.
I just
Like,
watched one the other
yeah.
day. So good. It was Steamboat and Douglas in a cage against Pillman and Austin. Not a bad moment. You can have moments in a match that are dry. Everything was fluid.
I just
No,
listened
when they
to,
signed him, that was genius.
I just
Mhm.
listened to a clip from Austin. I think it was on his podcast. He was taking calls or something, and he's got nothing but great things to say about Steamboat because
He's a worker, man.
Yeah,
He's a
exactly.
worker.
Like you didn't. He's like, you didn't have to call moves with him. It's like you had him in a headlock. He was already moving into the
Mhm.
armbar, and it's like he was a
And he-
fantastic guy. He made you better.
I was just
Yeah.
gonna
In the
say
ring.
he
Yes.
made.
Yeah.
If you were standing across, and you always talk about Steamboat Savage when we went over WrestleMania or Constitution State Wrestling from last
Yeah.
week, that was the Steamboat Savage, and it's true. You could be the best you think in your mind. If CM Punk, who called himself the best in the world, stood across from Ricky Steamboat, Steamboat would make Punk better.
CM Punk's not on my list, by the way.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. So and plus, like he's just a likable guy. Bottom line, Steamboat was a likable guy.
Mhm.
You see,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
One of the few that never turned heel,
Nope.
ever.
Which
Tried
is rarity.
it in
Which
Ring
is
of Honor,
rarity.
didn't work. Nobody bought it.
No.
Nobody bought it.
Yeah, he's too nice.
Of
He's
course.
just that nice, you could take him anywhere and he'd just make you better.
Yeah.
And that's rare.
And one of the
That's-
nicest guy you'll ever meet if you ever get a chance to meet him. Very nice.
Jeff, what do you got?
I have.
Oh, we're on 9.
We're on 9.
Number 9.
Number 9.
I have Eddie Guerrero.
Wow.
I thought he brought it. I thought, the frog splash, like, I felt it when he hit he'd jump off and he hit it. I was like, I just thought, he was ahead of his time for, what he brought. And I just liked that his character, he played perfect. Lying and cheating and stealing, he actually made you think, like,
Yeah,
I should
absolutely.
hide my wallet when this guy's around.
Well, not only that is when he was doing that same bit as a babyface, and the stuff he pulled as a heel, and people are booing him out of the building. He'd hit the guy with the belt, throw the belt, lay down,
He played it perfect.
and the people are eating it up. I'm thinking to myself, 6 months ago, you hated him for that same thing,
The nice
but
one.
now, oh yeah, and he made it believable. He made it real to an extent. I loved it. That's a
I mean,
great bit.
steroids or not, that dude became big. He was
Yeah.
just like, he flexed, you were like, wow. I mean, he's just the frog splash. The moves were, I just thought he was real all around and definitely ahead of what people expected from him. You're right. When he did stuff, you hate him one week, next week you love
Oh,
him.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
He was totally a showman. I think a showman in a different way though. I wouldn't want to get hit by that frog splash. I keep going back to that.
Ooh.
Sitting in your living room, and he hit it. You're like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go get something to drink. I'm good, You felt it. It's kind of like the Ric Flair shops. You're like, I don't care now. It's fake or not, I don't want to get hit by that.
Right. Good call. Who's got number 8 moving forward? How about Ed? Why don't you start this one?
Number 8, I had
Woo!
Ric Flair.
Nice. He's on my list.
What can you say? Okay, there's a few wrestlers that define wrestling, and Ric Flair is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
He had that, like in his prime, he's fit. He, good looking guy, perfect hair, perfect attitude, and then in the ring, perfect wrestler. There are wrestlers that want to be Ric Flair, so you got to have Ric Flair on the list. Bottom line.
Almost everybody you talk
Loki
to
fun
now-
fact, as
Yeah.
much as I woo, I've never been a Flair fan.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
You've said that before.
You
Yes,
did.
I
I
have.
remember you
I
saying
have.
that. When
And you were wrong then, and
Yep.
you're wrong
Does,
now,
does
son.
anybody,
Woo!
real quick, does anybody remember the WMAC Masters hosted by Bruce Lee's daughter, Shannon Lee?
Vaguely.
I've seen clips of it.
Do you remember that back in the day? It's funny because
Yeah.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat was actually supposed to guest show because they were getting so popular,
Yeah.
and then the show went. like
Yeah.
that. I had to look up what the name of the show was. That's why it took me a second because I was like, "What the name is that show?" But literally, dude, it was a cross between like wrestling and mostly martial arts, where these guys would like kick each other. It was staged,
You want to see
obviously.
something even more ridiculous? Look up Shannon Lee doing kung fu films.
Oh, that's got to be terrible.
Oh, she's nothing like her dad or Brandon. She was
Oh,
like
no.
doing
No.
like those slap chocky fucking.
I was gonna say they probably end up like they're hey, do this move.
Yeah.
Trust me, you'll look good.
Nice.
Number 8.
Number 8 to me, or you? You want
ahead.
it?
Yeah.
I'll take it. God, Hollywood Hulk Hogan. I know that surprises a lot of people, man. In '83, I am not ashamed to say I was a Hulkamaniac. Sometime after that, I became more of a Ric Flair fan, and Hulkamania was just too baby. And then you move on to June of '96, and he turned, like you said, the Outsiders. That when you take that whole company and you turn it around from bleeding money
The best line
to $60
ever
million in
is
profit a
when
year.
Bobby the Brain Heenan blew it.
Whose side is he
But
on?
whose side is he on?
And that's the beauty of he was just being Bobby Heenan. He's always been the Hulk Hogan hater. So he's
Right.
trying to blow up his spot, and I'm sure someone in the back is going, he's going to screw this up for
Oh,
everybody.
absolutely. As
Somebody
soon as he
turn his
said that,
microphone
dude-
off. And then when he does turn,
but
he's
you
like,
know what's
I told
funny?
you guys for years he was a bum.
He said that, and nobody caught on.
No, none
Nobody
of them.
caught on because they were like, "Shut up,
Yeah,
Bobby."
that's Hulk. And they didn't, that's the beauty of WCW too. They never told the announcers what was gonna. They wanted it to be organic.
Yes.
So when he says that, Dusty Rhodes is like, "What are you talking about? That's Hulk Hogan. That's Hulk Hogan."
Exactly.
Yeah, but whose side is he on? Whatever. Let's call the
Shut
match.
up, Bobby.
But yeah, when he turned, that was a whole. His style changed. He was still, jab, jab, punch, big boot, leg drop, done. But to see him do the choking, the things behind the back, the eye rakes, the hitting with the belt, stuff that you never thought in a million years you would see Hulk Hogan do. And this guy who made millions of dollars selling merchandise and traveling to meet sick kids, which he didn't do the sick kid bit as Hollywood Hogan, but he sold even more merchandise as
dude.
Hollywood Hogan than he did in the red and yellow. That's longevity, man.
How can you beat the entrance of Real American? I'll tell you how. You come walking down with the NWO belt. Bow, 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 bow,
Go
bow.
with Jimi Hendrix on you.
New world order.
Big old
Right?
spray
The
paint in the
biggest
middle.
And if you-
icon in wrestling.
And when you can reinvent yourself that quickly, it took 1 week after he turned on WCW and Macho Man Savage.
Amazing.
Next week, all in black, he had the I always called it the Lee spray-on beard.
Yeah.
But that quick, that image
Amazing.
was gone. It was beautiful. And then when he came back to the red and yellow in WWE, I traveled to New Hampshire for a pay-per-view that I didn't want to go to. My buddy gave me tickets. I was like, I'll drive. Let's go. I had so much fun. That music hit. It's the real
People went
American.
crazy.
We're
Yeah.
tapping our foot. I
Yeah.
put my beer down. I'm like, oh, yeah, Hulk Hogan.
Fuck yeah, man.
Had too much fun.
That was his second time as heel. He started as a heel.
Yes, he did.
With, Freddie Blassie.
Yep.
Look at you go.
Yeah, but he wasn't very well known back then. And
He was
became a
bubbling,
face.
yeah.
My number 8 goes to the dead man himself, The Undertaker.
I thought you'd have him higher.
Well,
I really did.
I played with it, and the reason why is I just look. I really my reason for having him where he is this is your character. You designed this character essentially. We know that Pritchard actually came up with the idea, and you rolled with it, but you became this. This is your role. The fact that you let them just kind of spit on it with
The motorcycle.
anything, dude. I mean, when he lost it to Brock Lesnar, I lost all respect for him. And I do have
But you-
Brock on my list. I do.
You do know that wouldn't have happened unless Undertaker said absolutely.
Absolutely.
1000%
No, I
I'll do
get
it.
that. I
He
get
was
that. But
team
my
player.
problem is
That's the key right
no,
there.
he was to absolute. Well, he's Team McMahon.
But what's funny
Get
is
that. Get
I
that.
have
Like.
my-
Team WWE, McMahon, it's all the same.
I have him at 8 too. So
Nice.
Let's
We
just
don't-
roll with it. Let's just roll with it.
Roll with it.
I think they lost it. The whole motorcycle when he changed that.
When
image,
he
I'm
was
like,
when they
"Bruh."
were part of the ministry, they took the darkness and they embraced it, and he became dude.
That was some of my
The
favorite
Undertaker,
Undertaker.
yeah, the Undertaker with the guitar riff. Do you remember the first time you heard that? They had this. Was it called Ruthless Aggression?
Yeah.
Yes.
You remember
The
that CD?
Oh, that was
I had
awesome.
an '86 Camaro, dude. and I bought that CD and I cranked that shit all the way down North Main Street.
As well you should have.
What a great song to mix with a guitar riff, man.
Oh, yeah. I didn't mind the biker character. The problem was once he got in the ring, like, I dug the motorcycle.
All
I
right,
dug the
baby.
look.
Keep on rolling.
I liked it better as the American Badass, but once they did Roland, I kind of lost faith. But when you get in the
Badass
ring,
came afterwards, right? Because Rolling came first.
Badass
that's
was first.
What,
Roland came second.
oh, see, the Rolling did it for me. When he came out and Limp Bizkit was like doing the thing and he gave him daps, I'm like,
Yep, you're
whoa,
done.
dude, that's fucking Limp Bizkit. Chill out,
Yeah.
dead man. Chill out with that shit right now.
I think
Fuck, no one likes Limp.
As soon as he went away from the original character.
But the problem was,
Yeah.
my point was, once he got in the ring as the biker gimmick, he showed vulnerability. He was just
I'll buy
another
that.
guy.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
the Undertaker. I'm the same physical guy, same tattoos.
I'm getting beat up.
Yeah, but now
Easily.
whereas before he gets beat up, he sits up. It was the mystique.
You always
You have
knew it.
no mystique if you're wrestling in jeans.
Right, and just like Jeff's saying, you get beat up. You
Yeah.
physically get beat up. Yeah, you
Well, the
come
Undertaker
back.
got whooped by, was it Giant Gonzalez, King Kong Bundy, Yokozuna?
Yeah, but he always
but then
had
he pops up,
right.
and it was
and
that
you buy it because
you had
he's the Undertaker.
Right, you had Paul
But when
Bearer,
he's
perfect.
when he's this guy on a bike and he does that, you're like,
That's
who are you?
kinda like
Come
your
on.
way
Yeah,
of
right.
Undertaker
Hogan,
wrestled Bundy?
You know, that's
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
thought.
WrestleMania 11, I was there.
It's kinda
Oh,
like
really?
Yep,
I
the
thought
whole-
Bundy had left by that point.
he came back.
Oh, I gotta look that one up.
You know what you should do, Ed? Go to www.lokiandjabroni.com/wrestling. WWE Network right now is $9.99 a month, and until the end of this month, only for our listeners. Austin's not watching. I can say that. For our listeners only, you get 2 months free,
Ooh.
Yeah, or you can
Get
just
it
use
done.
my password.
or you can use my password.
All right, number 7.
Nobody's using anybody's passwords, you fucknuts.
We're trying to sell stuff. Go ahead, Jeff. What's number 7?
Number 7 for me is CM Punk.
Wow.
Ah!
Number 7 for me is CM Punk. Let's
Wow.
talk.
Makes it easy.
Wow.
I thought
It does,
he,
actually.
You know, he sold the character.
Mhm.
I mean, he was, and he could have, if he stayed, if there wasn't such a conflict, he could have been so much more. I still hope he comes back.
Same.
I mean, he's just.
I think he's talked too much shit to come back, unfortunately.
Come on. This-
They
you-
brought back the Warrior. They brought back Sable.
Yeah,
They brought...
and then he died. Come on.
What is
on.
this, a Kennedy conspiracy
No,
theory?
it's
Hey,
a-
here's the Hall
What's
of Fame. You're dead.
Vince's middle name?
Kennedy.
Yes, it is a
What
Kennedy
did the
conspiracy.
Ultimate Warrior know about McMahon?
I still,
Wah,
think,
wah,
I
wah.
still think he's coming back.
I do too, and I'm going
It's
to
all about
piggyback.
this.
You had talked about Eddie Guerrero earlier. It is all about the money. You're right.
Where's the
When
double?
he
Can the
brings-
double come back?
Eddie
He brings-
dies, unfortunately, and a year later
Yes.
they bring Punk up through the developmental out of Ring of Honor into the OVW, and then he's now in
Steal another one.
WWE.
You
He
gotta give me
picked
one.
up where Guerrero left off. Smaller guy, great in the ring. The
Wow.
character was fantastic, and another one with reinvention. First, he's like straight edge hardcore guy. Then he's the shaved
Love that,
head.
by the way.
Was it
Love
Straight
the
Edge
straight
Society?
edge. I love the straight edge society.
Him-
What a fucking cool ass gimmick.
Oh,
That made me actually a CM Punk fan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. When he lost that, I was kind of like, when he started becoming a fan favorite, I was like, this isn't you, dude.
Mhm.
Like you're a man of like
discipline.
Right. Thank you. But also you're like a permanent heel. Like I just like CM Punk
He
as
was
a
an,
heel.
Look, the whole character of "I'm straight edge," that means I'm better than you, which was a T-shirt that they sold back
Right.
in the day at concerts. I'm straight edge, that means I'm better than
Damian
you.
Sandow, same thing. Mr. Perfect, same
Same.
thing.
Better than both.
Yeah.
Rick Rude.
Same.
Way before that, same thing. I'm better than you. He was a heel. That's not.
Ravishing
But
Rick Rude.
he I don't know. I think he pulled it all off though.
Mhm.
Oh, I agree. I
mean,
for his size,
one of the biggest
for his
losses
size,
is,
and
you
go
know
to
what?
sleep is still one of my favorite
Oh, yeah.
finishers.
Yep,
I
and
mean,
the
if we
Anaconda Vice right
we
behind
got to
it.
do a top 10 finisher list.
Oh, that'll be
Remind me
fun.
that we got
You
to
wanna
do
come
that.
back sometime?
We have to.
So
We have to do a
I
top
got
10
10
finisher
already,
list.
so-
We should, honestly, we should do managers too.
I mean,
There's Bobby Heenan, then there's everybody else.
That-
Just stop the list.
Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman.
Come on, that guy's
He's
great.
number 2.
Paul Heyman brought. I mean, he helped CM
Paul
Punk.
Heyman.
He did.
Yeah, perfect. That's the perfect fit.
And that pipe bomb where he says, "You know what? I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm a Paul Heyman
My,
guy."
my number
Yeah.
one for that's gonna be Alice Cooper. Fuck y'all.
Oh God, a one night only.
Who cares? Alice fucking.
That was.
That's
Cooper.
funny that we both
Fuck
had
yeah.
CM Punk
Same.
at 7.
I hope
You
he-
matched Mike once. You matched me once. If you
Yeah.
have Hillbilly Jim at number 1 with him,
For sure, hopefully he didn't make top spot.
good.
Or any spot.
All right. Do you have Chris Benoit?
All
All right, what do you got at number 7, bro?
Number 7, I have Jake the Snake
Nice.
Roberts.
I have Jake the Snake Roberts as number 7.
What?
Yes, I
Hey.
swear I do.
You're making this easy,
You might have to add on.
All right,
right?
here's my reason.
Damien.
I love him. Stone Cold Steve
Damien,
Austin
absolutely.
is not on my list.
Okay.
Because when I think of Stone Cold Steve Austin,
I think of
I
Jake,
think
the Snake Roberts, which is why
That-
the Austin 316 just whooped your ass went so
Mhm.
well against it
Yes.
because he literally beat the hell out of Jake the Snake Roberts to get there. Which, do not forget, both of them had Killer Kowalski as their fucking mentor. So
Yes. If those two had started a tag team and called it Jaded, it would have been fucking great. That would have been the greatest.
I even like the name. I
Wow.
like that.
I should talk to Pritchard about getting in the business.
Well, you know.
But no, the matches were entertaining. The obviously the DDT's classic and dropping the big. I can only think of how
The
many
DDT
wrestlers
was the first original move, dude.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, we were, just like you said earlier, we were in a time of elbow drops and big legs
Sleeper
and
holds.
presses.
Sleeper hold.
Figure
Sleeper
fours,
holds.
sleeper holds.
Right, there you
Everything
go.
was recycled.
Right, and then here comes, I'm just going to drop you to the ground on your head. And people are like, holy shit,
And
he's
another-
dead.
And another thing about
His
Roberts,
neck is done.
another
I
thing about
said-
Roberts too is technically I guess you'd call him a heel, but if he didn't like you, he went after you, and there was
Yes.
a match. And who can forget the Snake Pit?
Mm.
He fuck,
Oh.
the Snake Pit was was big into
One of the
making WrestleMania
very
3
first
as
talk
big as it
shows.
was.
Yep.
Very
Between him
first
and
talk
Piper,
shows.
they
Yes.
they made
The
WrestleMania.
Piper's Pit, Snake Pit.
Mhm.
Like where did Andre challenge Hulk Hogan?
Piper's
the,
Pit.
The Snake Pit.
Piper's
No, the
Pit.
Snake
I
Pit.
thought it was a Snake Pit.
Was it?
Piper's Pit. But then the next
But the
week,
Piper's Pit
he
came
announced
from the
Heenan
Snake.
was officially his
Oh
manager.
no! You know what it was? The Snake Pit
Honky Tonk Man.
got Andre provoked.
That's right.
And,
That's right.
And then afterwards he got Hogan pumped. And they had that new belt they made. He's like, they didn't make it for Bundy. They didn't make it for whatever.
Nope, they made it
don't
for Andre.
Like they don't think you're gonna do it. Like
Right.
they said, just like that. And
Yep.
then,
And the most iconic thing in the world, Damien
Damien.
biting Macho Man. Dude,
Oh,
come
yeah.
on. And the pain. This motherfucking snake's biting me, bitches.
here's the thing.
You have to take
How
the
when
big
they
fangs-
talk-
is this?
You have to take
And
the
dude,
fangs all
come
the
on.
way off.
You got somebody like this, and you just go like this.
And you knew.
Boom, done.
You knew.
How many low level wrestlers had to listen to him say, "Hey, listen, you gotta let Jake win." They're like, you can put that fucking snake on me. Isn't it? I
There were
quit.
guys terrified. Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah,
quit.
Yeah,
absolutely.
you saw it in their eyes. He'd bring the bag down, put it in the corner, and just
They're
go
like,
back and
"Fuck."
look at
Yeah.
people like.
Guy who's supposed to be unconscious suddenly goes.
Yeah, I can't do this. I
Actually,
can't do
that
this.
was
a couple times you
going
see their
back
eyes,
on my
like,
list.
look.
Going back on my list. Steamboat Jake the Snake had a thing, and
Mhm.
it was Damien
With the-
versus the
Oh,
heel
Yes,
wrestler.
yes, you're
Yeah,
absolutely
Snake
right.
versus the Dragon. It was fucking great.
Wow.
Come on, Jake the Snake, icon.
Wow.
Drop the mic.
Nice.
Who's next?
Who wants 6?
Number 6. You want me to start it off?
I want you to start it off.
All right.
You lost your list.
No, I did.
You dropped your list.
I was getting my
you
top.
didn't
I was getting my
get
top 10 list ready.
none. You didn't get none.
Number 6 goes to Mr. Perfect.
Wow. Strangely,
The
did not make my
iconic-
list.
The iconic.
I
Now,
was waiting for him. I
You know
thought
why?
both have
And
him.
I'll let you. I'll let you describe. But
absolutely.
you know
I was gonna
why I
say,
didn't make my
you guys
list?
got to understand that when we came up with this, and we got to explain this. I think every single time we do one of these lists, because you got to be like, you know, I could just see people's heads exploding.
Mhm.
These are our favorites for a reason. Chris went out of wrestling for what, a decade? You'd say
Pretty close.
So, and see,
I'm
with
still
me,
not
like where you
completely
were
back
watching
in,
wrestling in
so,
the beginning, I wasn't a really huge beginning wrestler
Mhm.
fan. I didn't really start coming in until the Jakes, the Snakes, and your Mr. Perfects and stuff
So a
like
lot
that.
of the Bob Backlund, Von Erich,
Right, exactly.
these references
It's like,
go.
no, I watch them now, and I'm like
Yeah.
really impressed with it because that's the beginning of wrestling. But I wasn't watching it back then. I didn't start
'Cause
watching
you
it.
exited NASCAR and you entered WWE, right?
No.
Yeah, much like our 20 years before we met, it just went like this.
That would have been a pretty cool story, but no, that didn't happen.
No.
But no, I did actually exit NASCAR for a good 15 years.
Yeah.
though, right after freaking
Senior.
Senior died. I
Yeah.
didn't watch it, and
That was
Chris
actually-
got me
that's
kind of
pretty
actually.
good.
Yeah, he got me into watching it, and I'm actually I religiously watch Daytona now, and my favorite race is Talladega. Like
Mhm.
I gotta make
The
time.
only race I've ever seen.
And his favorite NASCAR podcast is the C&J Speedway review
That is
every
true.
week.
That is true. That is absolutely
Check us
true.
out.
Number 6. What do you got?
better
I
be
got,
your
I got
favorite.
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold.
I mean, I wasn't a huge fan. I mean, come on. What was his name? Stunning Steve Austin?
Yeah.
Or something
Yeah.
The Ringmaster.
The Ringmaster when he had hair.
But you know what? I never really liked Vince, and you always had this thing with Vince, and a lot of it was stupid, but I liked it. I mean, and I thought, I did like the stunner. When he hit people with it, actually, even though how
The
screwed up
stunner,
it looked,
just a small little piece of information, is the #1 used wrestling move from amateurs in bar fights, by the way.
Oh, I can believe that.
caused
No.
more broken hearts.
Yeah.
He played the role.
Mhm.
Come on.
No, he did.
He
He
He came
absolutely
on the
did.
music, and people like, oh, you got everything.
I did love that.
That
Are you really-
BMF, that
Are you
BMF
really
walk.
gonna
Yes.
toast beer with this guy? We know what's
Yeah.
happening. Why
Yeah.
you do? But we want to see it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He
Yep.
toasted beer, and you're like, yeah, you're about to get stunned.
When he
It didn't
walked
matter
out
who it
in what was it, 20? I want to say it was 21 with the glass, the smoking skull
They
glass.
did the smoking skull
and he
glass.
literally like walked through the glass. It was like,
Mhm.
was. Perfect music.
what a really cool fucking entrance, man! Like
And the
he,
beer truck and
yeah.
everything. Come on.
you can't beat him.
From
And,
Yeah.
and
Vince
he
sliding.
appealed to your average run of the mill.
Yeah.
Drink a beer, watch TV.
Swill a beer,
fan,
swear at
you
your
know, and-
fucking boss,
Get up,
fuck the
Exactly.
world,
Get up on the
Yeah.
ropes. I mean, people love
DTA,
Mhm.
FTW.
Right?
And again, a match with him and Bret Hart, I thought was fantastic.
Amazing.
The one where he
So-
passed out, one of my favorites to this day, man.
Amazing.
I mean, because he teased Brett. He teased him for months.
And
And Brett told him, I'm going to make you tap. And when he got him in that sharpshooter in the middle of the ring, Brett was like, dude, you're tapping. You're tapping. Motherfucker passed out.
Mhm.
He even took Brett's victory away from him, even though he lost.
You
dude.
remember Stone Cold in that match more than you remember Bret Hart.
Absolutely.
And like-
Because his face was full of blood, and you could just see the pain in
That
his...
never give up
Nope.
the whole thing.
Nope.
Wow.
and
Nice.
just outside of the ring, he does the coolest shit. Now, even though he's kind of semi-retired or whatever.
Oh, he's fully
he
retired.
Well,
Stone
he
Cold?
still,
Oh, yeah.
he still pops
Yeah, he
up.
makes
every
Yeah.
now and then, but
Yeah.
And he
Um,
still makes people go crazy.
one
Oh,
of
yeah.
the funniest videos I ever saw him was Stone Cold Steve Austin drinks cocktails. And it's like,
Oh, yeah.
what is this? Cosmopolitan.
I've never tried this.
That's not bad.
Yeah, right. I'll have another.
I could probably do one of these.
I won't call it that,
Oh, this
but-
sounds.
This is a
this
sugar
tastes-
diabetes
this
shot.
tastes-
Have you seen that video,
At
Jeff?
the end, he's like,
I will
at the
send
end, he
that
just
to you.
pops the beer. He's like, oh, get old
Yeah,
fashioned.
there you go.
Yep.
Oh wow! All right,
I
so
mean, he took beers with everyone. You gotta laugh at it. I mean, I never was. I liked him just because of these like roles.
Cracking a
and putting
beer
it.
with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yep.
Something
Mhm.
great.
All right, Ed, what do you got? Number 6.
Number 6. You guys would be disappointed in me, but I had to give it to him. John Cena.
no, not disappointed at all.
No, not at all.
I know you guys are kind of harsh on him. I've always liked him. I thought he was a likable guy. You know, I don't mind watching him wrestle. I think he gets overhyped sometimes. But he's that new babyface kind of guy.
He
in
gets
the WWE,
he gets
really.
overhyped because right between, say, Hulk Hogan and The Rock, they were looking for anybody.
Oh yeah.
They were
It's
looking for anybody to sink their claws into and just be like, please carry us forward for the next 10 years because we have no fucking clue what the
20
hell we're
years.
doing.
There's no face, no plan. Yeah.
But
No,
the
no
best
idea.
part about Cena was it was accidental. He had the bland, no-name thing going on. I'm John Cena. I'll wear your team's colors to the ring. If you notice, if they were in Minneapolis, he wore Viking
Yes.
colors.
Yep.
In Boston, he would wear Red Sox colors. You go to
No, he
Alabama,
always wore
he wore
Celtics.
crimson. Okay, that's
He
right.
always
The
wore
jersey.
Celtics colors in
If they were in
Boston
Huntsville,
because he is from
Alabama,
Boston.
Yeah, he
And
would
that's
wear,
his team.
you know,
I
crimson
will give him
tide.
that. He never. But for everybody else, you're absolutely right.
And
if
I-
he was in the town,
gotta-
that's the colors he would wear.
I gotta give him credit for all the Make-A-Wish stuff, man. Like
Mhm.
he does it more than
He's one of the best.
anybody.
He's one of
He
the
is
top
the best.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's number
he's one of the.
one.
Going
yeah,
back
exactly.
to that accidental bit, if it wasn't for that Halloween episode of SmackDown where he did Vanilla Ice, that's where the ball got rolling. And he
What's
became
that?
the Thugonomics,
That just came to
and
my
you
head. I'm
can't
like,
see
wow.
me. And then when he switched to babyface, everybody loved him. Then like Hulk Hogan, everybody sours on him. Now it's 50-50. Let's go Cena. Cena sucks.
So, but he never really turned heel.
No, he just was
Oh, is
John
he?
Cena,
Right.
and things switched around
I'm
him.
waiting for
One,
the
one
heel
thing
turn.
about
Yeah,
wrestling
I'm-
fans, if something gets rammed down their
Dude.
throat, they let you know.
Roman,
If he ever
Roman
turns-
Reigns.
If he ever turns heel,
Triggered.
yeah.
this shit's gonna be like fucking apocalyptic.
Oh yeah.
Maybe he's coming down with the black. And NWO
Lee
film.
spray-on beard and the
No.
mustache.
He's gonna come down with the crow fucking
He's bringing
face
the-
paint and the black
Dude,
bag.
I guarantee if they did that, that's when they would
Rock.
bring Hulk
Oh, they don't
Hogan
do that
back
no more, that's
to
right.
drop a big leg on him.
Right.
Yeah, they lost too many superstars.
Drop a big
that
leg
way.
on him in his replaced hip
Oh my
Maybe the
god.
Blue Blazers.
and
they
say,
got
"Did you
notable.
see that, brother?"
Yeah, we did that.
Oh my god.
All right. Who's
You
got the
remember
final
that, though?
number six?
I got
yes,
the final-
yes, I
Do
do.
you remember
Yes,
when
I
the
do.
Blue- It just cut. You're watching on pay-per-view and it's like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah.
What was this?
When the Blue Blazer fell.
Oh yeah, they
They
cut
cut
to the
the-
interview.
And then they don't even clean up the ring. You go back to the next match, if you look in the corner, you'll
There's
see
a,
blood.
there's
Oh,
a
yeah.
blood spot.
Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, let's not like stop it. Someone died, but
Well, they stopped for 25 minutes to get him out, but yeah, they didn't clean up
what
that
did you just
area.
put him in the back room? Come on.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
I don't want to know what they did
Well, that's
because,
Bruce
dude,
Pritchard.
that was very fast.
Mhm.
They got
Like
first
that
aid
was
stations.
very fast. That really
Well,
was.
actually, there's always an
But-
ambulance on
But
site.
you
Yes.
never,
Yeah.
from what I understand, there's no footage of it.
No footage.
No.
It's in a locked vault from what
Yeah,
Bruce
but
Pritchard told
They
us.
even
Yeah.
said with people videos, they like there was people that must have had videos there. And you
That
can't
was
find them.
really
No,
before
that was way
1999.
back. No, way back
No.
when, dude.
And even
You
if
could have-
their
even the
video
best
on
camera
film,
had to
they're
be
all
like-
blocky.
Yeah.
But that was before
Had to be
camera
like this
phones.
fucking
This is
big,
99.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
So if
yeah.
anybody has it, it's on some Super 8 reel. And
that's what I'm saying, dude.
Just
This
somebody's
is,
library.
dude.
Right.
Somebody's out there going.
Oh, they don't let you bring cameras into the event.
no.
Grandma's
Yeah.
video.
Not like that.
What's
Yeah.
this?
Oh my goodness!
All right.
She dropped
That's the blue blazer falling on his head.
How much money would it be worth? So come on.
Oh,
Millions.
dude. Yeah, you wouldn't let
Or at least 30 billion hits on
enough to
YouTube.
give us an actual studio,
Right?
We'll get there.
All right,
We'll
what do
get
you got, bro? What do you got?
Oh, well, at number 6, I have the man of the hour, the man with the power, the hit breaker, the record breaker. He's got smiling grace and you love his face.
Coco beware!
It's the American dream, baby. Dusty Rhodes.
He's like,
Not the best body.
Not the best
No.
body,
The best-
not the best wrestler.
No, but between
probably-
the talking the talk and walking the walk, man, Dusty Rhodes made you believe that anybody he got in there with, he had a chance.
so the polka dots did it for you.
No,
And
absolutely
isn't
not.
it funny how his children, like, could never make a whole Dusty Rhodes? Like,
No,
Dustin
they're still less-
has that toughness. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And then Cody's
Cody's got
the
the talk and the swagger.
right, exactly. But he's, dude, you drop him and he's like,
Mhm.
He's like Stone Cold Black.
Well, if you open the door, the breeze
Exactly.
blows him away.
Yes.
But man, Dusty Rhodes, for all the limitations he had, he has a lisp, he has a thick Southern accent, he talks
But
the Southern. No offense to our listeners that happen to be this persuasion, but he had the Southern black jive talk.
Yeah, the twang.
He
Yeah,
was
the swag.
he was the whitest white guy from Texas, but he made you believe him when he got into the baby.
we could say
Let me tell you, baby, and then you listened and you
Oh, yeah.
believed, and then he'd roll the arms and the elbow, and he was fun, and that's what it was, man. It was fun. He never got boring. He never got
Oh, no.
old. You never said, "Oh, that was a bad Dusty match."
No.
There was no.
No, there's no.
Right.
Even when he was doing the really bad matches with Big Boss Man, when Big Boss Man was still young and green and still learning, he made Boss Man better, and you had fun watching it. That's what Dusty Rhodes was, tough and fun.
A big battle of two
Icon.
guys. Is that what it was?
Yeah, pretty much.
Vote to elevate to icon status.
Who? Dusty?
Yeah.
He's already there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Already there. No way, shape, or form can anybody argue that Dusty Rhodes isn't. If
well,
you
when
had,
when I move stuff to icon status, they go off the list. They're just icon status.
well, I'm not replacing my number 6. It's Dusty Rhodes. All right, so
Not for
Eric,
this
before
All right.
we go on to our next one, Eric's coming in with because we're going into number 5. He's got number 10, Shawn Michaels, number 9, Triple H, number 8, Eddie Guerrero, and he's probably still typing at this very moment.
Probably.
So, who wants number 5?
I'll take number 5.
Go ahead.
Bret Hart.
Wow, lower than I thought.
Of course, everybody thought it was going to be lower than it was. There are some really great wrestlers past him. Everybody knows I'm probably one of the biggest Bret Hart fans. I watched every one of his pay-per-view events. The problem was, the older I got, the more I started seeing through his candy cane gimmick. He is everything that you expect a Boy Scout to be, but when you realize what the true monster that's hidden behind that pink and black, your respect for him kind of drops, sort of
buy it.
say.
I never had it, but it's okay.
Yeah, you see,
Yeah, don't-
exactly.
don't read the
exactly.
Don't read the book.
I don't know. I never sold.
I don't know.
it.
I always looked at him.
it's funny
that way,
because
so
I was so passionate about the Montreal Screwjob when it happened.
It's our number one episode.
Exactly. And I was going to say, and because of that episode and me going back and watching so much footage, thank you, WWE Network. By the way, you can get it 2 free months for our listeners only. I like that, by the way.
I like that. I like
but
that
I
tag
got
team
to
match.
do my homework, and I really went back, and there's no denying, just like Stone Cold has that when you hear that, you knew shit was going to get real.
Mm-hmm.
You knew you're going to see some technical wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
You knew you were going to see the best in the business at the time handle his business. The problem is, and I get that wrestlers, their private lives are completely different than outside of their real. But let's be honest, there's a lot of wrestlers who can do that and be successful, especially in today's day and age.
Mhm.
Daniel Bryant, dude, I'm very impressed with you because
Jimmy Snuka was murdering people. I mean,
who knew? Who
thought?
knew? See? Who knew? And that's my point exactly. When it comes down to this, it's the fact that Bret Hart womanizer, slept with multiple women when he was out, never actually was faithful to his wife once. Not once. But listen to him. Listen to the gimmicks that he's selling. When he's out there, I'm the best of the biz. I'm the best there is, the best there was, the best ever will be. Talking about his kids, talking about his wife, doing this, that, and the other thing. Look, I get it. End of the day,
Well, yeah,
at the end of the
that's him
day,
too, yeah.
that's what he is. But when you sell that as a gimmick, there's got to be a certain percentage of it that comes from inside. And I honestly believe that Bret Hart had zero come from inside, and this was a character from day one.
he's
So
one of those wrestlers you really got to separate the art from the artist.
yes, absolutely,
yes.
absolutely. And
we could
that's
probably go
when
on
I
for
did
hours
that.
about wrestlers
When
like
I did that,
so.
my respect for him dropped a lot, and that's why it reflects where it does on my list right now.
All right.
I got John Cena.
Number 5, John Cena. Nice.
I think we blew him up pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty quick. Before John Cena was big, I can remember he actually came to Fitch High School, and my son got his autograph. I mean, we're talking. My son was probably 2000, 2001. My son was real tiny, and he still has that. And I like his character.
Well, we're doing that stuff right now.
I
mean, we have some wrestlers on there that I think if people start watching them, not Gangrel, but
more Matt Cross and JC Dunn. And
exactly.
Trigger.
Jason Dunn, Trigger OG. I think he could probably literally be the next Godfather if somebody gave him a
I
chance.
just think the guy he sells it. I mean, he's the guy you can hate and like, and I really, really wait until the day he turns heel. And I really, really feel like it's months away.
It's inevitable.
It's months away.
Mm.
I feel like
You think it's months?
Yes, I do. I think this whole like, I'm getting married. I'm not getting. It's obviously to me it's staged.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, I agree with
I
that.
hope not, because I really think they could be a power couple. I really think that they fit. I mean,
The problem I have with that whole thing right now is we know what happened as us being wrestlers, and they're getting ready to do that whole Total Divas. You know what I'm saying? So for the couples, I would love to be a fly on the wall for the couples that watch Total Divas, or no, what is it? Bellas, right?
Bellas.
Yeah, the Bellas or whatever it is. I would love to be a fly on the wall for the dude that's who's a wrestling fan, and the wife is like a Bellas fan, because that motherfucker's like,
It's all
oh
phony.
my god, oh my god,
Reality
oh my god.
shows aren't real.
I can't wait. I can't
It's like
wait.
the
I can't wait.
Kardashians deciding to wrestle.
They're married.
Right.
Yeah,
And
right.
Eric
Yeah,
and
you're right
Eric
about
and
that.
Ryan, I'm going to get to your complete list as soon as we're done. But thank you for chiming in. We have 2 complete
Kim
lists.
Kardashian with the butt slam.
Oh
Yeah.
my lord! You got a number 5, Ed?
I do have a number 5, and
There we go.
my 5 and 4 I actually struggled with, but in the end I decided number 5 should go to Shawn Michaels.
Nice. He's on my list.
I'm sorry, Aaron.
Just you know what? Personality wise, I don't give a shit about Shawn Michaels. I won't lie. He's never like reached out and grabbed me that way, but the wrestling is fucking great.
Oh, you are right about that.
So like when you're watching,
I'm the same fan.
You're watching your
I'm not a big
bookend
Shawn Michaels
wrestlers.
fan.
So you're watching your bookend wrestlers. Maybe you got Hillbilly Jim on one side,
I like that.
He got to drop it, man.
and
what?
Uncle Elmer
He didn't
on
drop
the other.
it. He didn't drop it technically, so that's his first drop.
You
Yeah.
got
Come on,
Hillbilly
I
Jim,
dropped it more than he's
Hillbilly
dropped
Jim.
it.
2 Hall of Famers, Hillbilly Jim and Coco Beware.
Now
on your
he's being
bookends.
ridiculous. Now
And
he's just being ridiculous.
Then you have that match where now we're gonna see some skill, and Shawn Michaels is that match, so that's why I put him at number 5.
Okay.
I can respect that.
Can I just throw out my number 4 since we talked about him?
Sure.
Do it.
Bret Hart.
Okay.
There we go.
I struggle with it, and I think Bret Hart has enough character to push him ahead of Shawn Michaels. So I decided.
Shawn Michaels isn't on my list.
Yeah, well,
No surprise.
I like Bret
know.
Hart.
It's favorites. I get
like
it. Bret Hart, not on my list.
Right, see, that's what I said. I want people to get this. Like, this is favorites, and there's a reason why we call it our favorites. Like, if we make a list of top 10 wrestlers of all time,
They're both on the list.
there's a
We'd
we
have to
have
sit down and
stats,
talk about
right?
it.
Then there's
Yeah.
stats and there's things behind it. But when you say favorite wrestlers, you're talking about wrestlers that have impacted us, people that we literally, when we go to pay-per-views, we're rooting for, or we don't
You're buying
we don't
the
go
gimmicks.
right exactly, or we don't go get beers. We're literally watching this match because we
Shawn
actually give a fuck
Michaels-
what's going on.
Here, I'll group them together real quick since they're often grouped together. Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart are proof that skill matters,
Absolutely.
and there are some wrestlers where skill doesn't matter, and they're still somewhat popular. Hillbilly
Dude,
Jim.
their Iron Man
Yeah,
match,
Roman Reigns.
Bret Hart
Roman
and
Reigns
Shawn
is
Michaels
another
Iron Man match, still to this day
Mhm.
is, in my opinion,
Second best WrestleMania match of all time.
and not only that, it's the blueprint for every. I mean, you cannot have an Iron Man match and not think of that match.
They took what WCW did 2 years earlier with Steamboat and Rude,
yes,
doubled
Good
it, and made it even
good
better.
call, good call,
Made it
good
even
call. Absolutely.
All right. So
All right, so we're on number 4, right?
I already gave you my 4,
you got-
so
we
yeah,
got
so
the
we're on
4.
5 actually.
No,
Did
no.
I haven't given 5
Oh,
yet.
okay.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. He gave 2.
It's all right. So you
Yeah.
go ahead and give your 5 and then roll right into 4. How
All
about
right.
that?
Well, this is where Eddie just said your favorites don't have to have skill. 5-1, all skill. So number 5, I took a tag team. Apart, not the greatest. They're both really, really good in their respective areas. You put them together. If you could find a way to meld Bobby Eaton and Stan Lane, the Midnight Express, perfect wrestler. God, and the best part about their whole shtick, they didn't talk a lot. They had Jim Cornette, and
The original now.
Yes.
you do the entrance. They come out to the theme from the Midnight Express movie, which doesn't have anything to do with watch the movie. It's about escaping a Turkish prison. I didn't know that until I watched the movie about 4 years ago. Scared the hell out of me. Anyway,
What does this have to do with wrestlers?
everybody they fought, whether it's the Road Warriors, and we talked with Joe Laurinaitis when
Yes.
he was on the show about working with the Midnights. They worked against the Rock and Roll Express. They worked against the Von Erichs. They worked against everybody, and it was just so fluid. They knew what the other one was going to do before they did it, so they'd be in the right position for the tag or for the double team. They didn't have to talk to each other. And if you watch a match through the WWE Network or videotape or DVD, watch them. Just watch their faces, watch how they move. They don't talk to each other. They
Right.
just do their bit, and they go. My favorite tag team of all time,
Oh,
easily,
wow.
easily. We've had that discussion.
Wow.
And my number 4, he would have been higher on the list had it not been 14 years ago when my number 3 debuted. But Macho Man Randy Savage, piggybacking your Steamboat pick, Savage was awesome. He was glitz. He was glamour. Wasn't the biggest guy at about 240-ish throughout his career until he ate a Volkswagen in WCW. When he was all, you remember that? When he, oh my God, talk about steroid Jones.
Actually, you don't realize
Yeah.
how small he
No,
is.
when-
Come on.
I was gonna say when he went NWO, that was steroid Jones right there,
Exactly.
dude. Oh my
Once again,
god.
he's hanging out with Hogan.
Yeah.
When I saw him
Good
in
call.
Spider-Man, I didn't
Good
fucking
call.
recognize him.
Yeah. But man, and you add to that puzzle Miss Elizabeth, the crazy wild man with this little demure
Yeah.
Southern Belle
Tarzan
charm.
and Jane.
Oh my God!
And she went off the deep end too.
Later on in
though.
life. Yeah.
But you know
Like,
how much freaking pressure that woman had. I mean, you had millions of wrestling fans that thought you were the ideal woman
Mhm.
because
I
let's
think she was on the juice too, because she started fucking bulking up.
Later on, well, she was dating Luger,
yeah,
had to protect
yeah,
herself from
yeah,
that.
exactly.
right? Yeah.
Sorry.
One liner of the night.
Sorry, not sorry. Sorry,
But yeah,
not sorry, Luger.
Every match you think of with Savage is high profile.
Absolutely.
Steamboat, Hogan, Sting. What was the big feud he had later on? Flair,
What about
Tito.
Tito?
Oh my lord,
When
those
Tito
matches
with
with
that-
Tito.
Wasn't Tito one with that? He had like a piece of metal looked like a.
That's how he won the title.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
What was that piece of metal?
I don't remember.
Was that a piece of the ring or something?
No, he pulled it out of his trunk.
Yeah, it was like a
And
little.
That's
he
the
hit him
only
in the head
scary
with
thing.
it.
I don't know how you fit that in his trunk. I was very
Only
confused.
Elizabeth knows for sure, and she's not talking.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
I don't know how.
number 4, Macho
What?
Man. That's for me. Moving on, Jeff. What do you got for number 4?
Number 4 is The Rock.
The Rock. Nice,
Dude.
I like The Rock.
Oh, they did it again.
We did it again. That's my number 4 right there.
You know, come on.
The Rock. You
The
can't
Rock.
fuck with him, dude.
You know,
He's a
looks
great
like,
wrestler.
looks like I'm out of a job.
I know
Look,
it's there for a reason. We're getting a new studio.
Right.
we are getting a new studio. Absolutely. The
The
sunglass. We've talked about this millions of times on the show. They tried to shove him down our throats.
Mhm.
Rocky Maivia, 3rd generation, blah 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 blah.
Nobody cared.
And nobody gave a shit, dude. Everybody's like, who the fuck is this guy? Then he throws on this pair of sunglasses, talks to himself in 3rd person, and people are like,
I like him.
what's
He's
going
awesome.
on here?
This guy's-
What's going on here? And then he joins a nation of domination. Well, mostly because he's of different color, and it worked out for him at that time. But he ended up being the most colorful, the most exuberant, the most hysterical part of the nation of domination. The gif of him going is
Yup.
probably
The eye roll.
the most well known. Besides that, his
Eyebrow.
picture with
Yep.
with his little
Fanny
with his
pack.
little fanny pack. That's got to be.
Do you know why that worked? Because when they tried selling him as his father's son, and nobody knew who the fuck he is. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, exactly.
So he comes in, and now he's like, "Hey, look at me.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry about my granddad
This
or my
is
dad.
me.
Right.
Can you smell me?" Like seriously, that's how he was.
Some of the funniest things I've ever heard.
Ever,
Came out.
dude.
Oh yeah,
He's
and
Stone Cold in that level. I'm like,
The-
and then later on when
Vicky
he bring out the
Guerrero.
guitar and he
The
would
Vicky
sing.
Guerrero when he
Yup.
sang of "Wonderful Tonight" and he was like hideous tonight, and she was literally crying behind. Dude, I lost.
When he did the guitar in Sacramento and basically told the fans your basketball team sucks and I'm not coming back.
Dude,
the eyebrow.
the
eyebrow,
eyebrow.
the
Everybody
elbow.
does it. Everybody does the eyebrow.
And
I-
dude,
Come on,
if you have
everybody
not
does the
seen him
eyebrow.
host Saturday Night Live, you're just not on my level.
And
I'm sorry.
let's be honest, he is a pretty damn good
He's
actor.
Oh yeah.
He's a
Well,
pretty
obviously.
damn good actor. I mean,
Forget Doom. Everything else has
No,
been pretty spot on.
Let's not talk. Hey, Carl Urban was in Doom
Yeah,
too.
good
Okay,
call, good call.
let's. Hey, Carl Urban's a pretty fucking decent actor as well.
call.
All right.
I think
he was in Doom and Judge Doom.
The
How
Rock
cool is that?
He's getting better too. You know, his movies are.
Oh,
getting better.
yeah.
He's just,
Yes,
And just when you
that
think
guy can learn anything.
I was
agree.
afraid
I
to
think he
watch
just puts his
Jumanji.
mind to it, and he's like, "I'm there."
And he's
I was
just a
afraid to
star.
watch Jumanji until because it's The Rock and you think it's going to be this hokey garbage. But
Good.
let's bet somebody's at the door. Wow, we're getting infiltrated. Look at this. We're being delivered food by the beautiful
We got
Emma and the
cakes.
even more beautiful Angela.
We got cakes.
Everybody got some cake. Obviously, somebody was smelling
All
what
right.
The Rock was cooking upstairs as we were just talking about him.
Oh my god!
Emma
so-
just made this cake.
That is awesome. That's awesome.
It's your wedding cake, Ed. Get ready.
I've never had
Thank
wedding
you.
cake.
Well, you
Goodbye,
may
boo.
you may not know this, but Mrs. Eddie Focus is my daughter Emma.
Yep.
They're gonna get married someday.
Yep.
Good call on The Rock.
Not good.
You got more on The Rock? 'Cause
Come on,
I don't know.
could be
You,
on.
You could go
we can
all
go
day.
on forever.
I
We
mean,
can
he
go on
just-
forever.
Some of the stuff he said only he could get away with. I mean,
Right.
So since we did that before, I got to follow up with 3 because he called him out earlier.
uh-oh.
Eddie Guerrero.
Nice.
Nice.
I have him
That's
that
good,
low
that's good.
because
I
let's be fair, lie, cheat, steals. I mean,
And believe it.
Mm.
I don't know if you guys do you remember when the Latino World Order first came
Yeah.
about? Do you remember what he did? He literally walked out and stopped these 2 Mexican wrestlers from wrestling. And I said, "Hold on. These guys wanted to kick his ass." And he said, "No, you want to listen to this." And then he proceeded to tell Eric Bischoff how bad he sucked.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, "I want to create the Latino World Order." Not only he had a shirt underneath, he had shirts for these 2 wrestlers, and they fucking took it. Okay, come on. That's fucking Eddie Guerrero in a nutshell, man. Eddie Guerrero is the only man that can go from the WCW, come to the WWE, and then marry fucking China. All right? His mamacita.
Mamacita.
All right, dude.
I still
Nobody wanted anything to do with China. but he wanted something to do with fucking
honestly,
China.
I thought he'd
Jake.
be higher on your list. Believe it or not.
So did I.
Yeah.
Oh no, I got one more. I'm sorry.
All right,
The
did
one
you-
I got number 1, he deserves it.
Did you throw number 4 yet?
Yeah, mine was Bret Hart.
Okay, so
I did 5.
We're on 3. We're on 3 because you guys.
that's right. So you
yep.
piggybacked your 3.
We piggyback. We both
You
had
want
a
me
rock.
to go ahead?
Yeah.
Ah, man. From the first time I saw him to the first time I met him and until today,
I didn't know I made your list.
you were number 4.5.
Nice. I like it.
Nice.
Just
Dishonorable mention.
impressed, and even at 39, 40 years old, keeps getting better. Number 3 is AJ Styles. Amazing. The match against Nakamura is the 3rd best match of the year, in my opinion, so far. Right behind Charlotte and Asuka, and right behind JT Tunn and
Yeah.
Matt Cross from CSW just this past week or 2 ago.
Oh yeah, that's got to be up in there.
I love AJ Styles. Even when he's a heel, he's not vulgar. He's not a crybaby. He was just, I'm the best, and it's your job to prove me different.
right.
He's the modern day Mr. Perfect, if I can put it that way.
I'll get it. I
All
like
right.
it. I like it.
Next up is
Hulk Hogan.
you got Hulk Hogan as number
Yeah.
3. Nice.
Best turn. Best
So do I.
turn
Wow,
We did it! There's the
Best-
final ding, ding, ding.
Wow.
turn of good to bad you'll ever see, in my opinion. I mean,
Yes.
I remember they had remember that show Hogan Knows Best, and they had
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
but the one thing I don't remember about him was his wife was so mad that he had hair dye in the sink because that's what I remember. She said, I hated that heel turn because all he did was have black dye. But let me tell you, he made like the heel turn like what it should be.
No, he did.
I mean, who really thought Hulk Hogan was going to turn?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Bobby told you. We just talked about it. Bobby told you. But whose side is he on?
But
And
you know
everybody
he-
said the
you
same
know
thing.
he did that in being Bobby Heenan,
No.
the ultimate Hulk
No.
Hogan hater
No.
on screen.
Bobby did it because he's like, motherfucker. Because they told him. They were like,
I
Bobby
didn't know
Hogan
Bobby
did. I
Heenan
guarantee
says
Hogan
in
did.
interviews, I didn't know anything. I screwed up, and I thought I was going to get fired right after the show. And he didn't. They were like, that was perfect.
I don't buy it.
They gave him. It's in his book. Read the book. Get it on Kindle.
Nah, I think
No,
Hogan told
nobody
Bobby
knew
Heenan-
that.
I don't
That
know
is a
that.
true statement. Nobody knew that Hogan was going to turn heel.
Hogan
Bobby
didn't know.
Heenan-
That was one of the biggest known secrets. And I should
There are
put
people
Eric
that thought
Bischoff. I should
Mabel-
put Eric Bischoff
Yes.
on that list just for pulling that shit off. But he technically wrestled. Whatever.
Yeah, against Larry Zabisco.
Yeah, I don't even want
Bobby
to. Whatever.
Heenan, to me,
That's why he's not on this list.
Aside from being a heel manager, if you really think about it, Bobby Heenan has always been a Hulk Hogan hype man.
Mm-hmm.
No matter whether he's like calling him a bonehead or whatever, and
Right.
starting shit, taking the atomic drops from Hogan or the suplexes. He is a Hulk Hogan hype man. if
They
you
were
think about
they were
it.
best of friends.
right. So
in
I
life.
almost guarantee that Hogan probably nudged him and said, "Hey, do me a favor, sign that for me."
Oh, I might buy that a little bit, but if he took that secret to his grave,
Yeah.
he just pulled off the
I
best
was
swerve
gonna
of
say,
all.
like,
but
ever.
he's Bobby the fucking brain.
I know
Heenan.
they don't call him the brain for nothing.
Here's the thing with as a kid, Hulk Hogan, say your prayers, take your vitamins, do your push-up shit. Fucking, I bought that. I ate it up.
Really?
The Hollywood Hulk Hogan stuff. I thought it was cool,
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing: it's like if there was a wrestler that was really pissing everybody off, seemed like they sent Hogan in to destroy him and do this big war. It was
Mhm.
fucking great.
And 90% of those guys in that '80s era were Bobby the Brain Heenan managed wrestlers. Think about that. Now you just turned a different page on that one.
That's
Good
what I'm
job.
saying. He was the unofficial Hulk Hogan hype man,
Mm-hmm.
and it was
I don't think he knew.
it was a
I
dynamic.
don't think he knew either.
Me either.
He
Only his
might
wife
have,
knows
but-
for sure. I like to get Cindy Heenan on the phone
I
someday.
know.
Cindy, if you're out there, call us. We'll
She'll
talk
be
to
like,
you.
Just call. Oh,
are
we'd
you
love it.
Kidding?
We'd love it.
Bobby came up with the whole thing. I don't know if she sounds
awesome.
like that, but
He sounds like
It would be great though. It would be
It
great.
would. Now you guys are. Does anybody
That was-
have a 3 left?
Oh yeah.
yeah, you guys, I think.
Oh
right?
God, I hope so.
I just did
Oh, you
my
did
3.
yours?
AJ
Okay.
Styles, and you did.
I did Eddie.
I did
Yeah.
So
Hogan.
Yep.
round 2, I think.
You did your 3.
We had the
Oh, that's right. The
Yep.
same one.
Yeah, so
that's
I-
that, and that was
Alright.
the final third because you said, "Oh my God, if he pulls off the Ed, then that's it." Man.
Yeah. I'm out of
That
a
was it.
job
That's it.
unless we
That's it.
match one.
All
in
right.
2
So
or
number
1.
2. Want me to follow it up?
You ain't matching my
Go ahead.
All right. Somebody already called him out,
Mhm.
and he deserves to be down here. Absolutely. Chris Jericho, man.
Nice.
Come on.
That was
Come
good.
on. Chris
Hey,
Jericho,
number
the
10.
Lion Tamer, dude. The guy through WCW was a worker, WWE was a worker. You could throw this guy in the 3-ring circus and he would be a goddamn worker for you.
Mhm.
He's a lead singer of Fozzy. He has his own podcast. He is
Got his own cruise.
dude, he's great. He's great. You can't, even when you hate Chris Jericho, you like
You
Chris
love to
Jericho.
hate Chris
Absolutely,
Jericho, yeah.
absolutely. I'll never forget when he was doing the Y2J thing. And every single week he was telling you about this big thing that was coming. Remember? This huge thing that was coming. And it ended up being Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
And you were like,
It's me.
You're like,
fucking brilliant, dude. What, like, I totally bought into it. Like, I was waiting for you to bring back, like, some fucking old school wrestler.
Oh yeah, or like
Jake
some
the
cool
Snake.
international star.
Right, or
Well,
something
he
else.
did do that, didn't he? And they like tried to kick his ass or whatever.
No. That
Oh
was
yeah,
afterwards.
yeah. The WrestleMania where he fought Piper, Steamboat, and Snuka all in one match. You're right.
And beat the hell out of him. But that's Jericho.
Good
That's
call.
what he does.
That's what
He was
I
the
love
first
about him.
Undisputed champion of WWE.
That's one thing
Oh,
he can
wow, yeah.
walk with all his life.
Ever.
I beat The Rock and
Forever.
Stone Cold in the same night to become undisputed.
And it
champion.
doesn't matter how he did it,
No one
because
ever.
he did it in Jericho fashion.
Mhm.
And that's why my man is at
The o-
number
the
2
only
for
reason
me.
You know-
he's
you know what
on
he- you know
10
what
for me
Jericho
is 'cause
just
of the
did?
wrestlers I got before him. That's the only reason I have.
He
him at
just
10.
made the list.
He just made the list.
Twice.
Jericho, you just made the list. Right.
Oh yeah.
What do you got,
What
brother?
do you got, Jeff?
I have Ric Flair.
Woo!
Ric Flair.
He just made the list twice.
Ric Flair to me is just the ordinary guy that did it all. He
Mm.
wasn't. I mean, he was in good shape for. I mean, that era he
In
was
his
wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
prime,
Now,
he
No,
was
absolutely.
fantastic.
Now you'd be like, kind of laugh at him.
Nature
because it's
boy.
there. But I mean, the robes, the music. I love the music when you hear Jeremy.
Iconic.
We've talked
dude,
about
I would
it. His
stand up.
daughter, he's raised a hell of a wrestler in his daughter.
Mhm.
We never saw it coming. We thought it was going to be David.
And
Let's
then
be
Reed,
honest.
unfortunately,
Right,
he
right.
was on his way, and
Yeah.
then his problems beat him.
Oh God.
But yeah,
the guy was just.
oh,
He,
go ahead.
he was he just sold it all. You know, the jet flying, limousine drive. I mean, come on. He had a lot of problems too,
Mhm.
but you didn't see him.
The
That
best part
Rocky
about-
3, Thunderlips, that is totally Ric
Yes,
Flair.
yeah.
When you see Hogan walk in, that is Ric Flair.
That is
Yeah.
Ric Flair.
That's fucking Ric Flair.
Absolutely.
Just happened to be Hogan playing the role.
And I was going to say, when he first had Evolution,
Mm-hmm.
he was the head of Evolution. And you can
Evolution?
literally see, well, at first they were Evolution, and
Yeah.
then they moved to
Right.
Evolution.
Yeah,
But
you're right. He was the leader.
Right.
I mean, that
But you
was-
could see how that worked out, because it goes from Flair, then it goes to Triple H,
yep.
then it goes to Batista, and then it went to
Randy Orton.
Orton.
Quick
Exactly.
trivia. Do you know who Randy Orton's part was supposed to be in that group?
I mean, who was supposed to
No,
Who
I
was
don't.
supposed to be the fourth member of Evolution?
Oh, instead of Randy.
Yes. And they did videos, and he just didn't fit.
He's got to have, like, heritage then.
No.
Really? Who?
No. Mark Jindrak.
Really?
The bland peanut butter and jelly guy from WCW was supposed to be the fourth Evolution.
I never saw that.
I
Yes.
could never see that
Look
coming.
They
online.
would have bounced.
Go to your Google machine
Yeah,
when this
I
is
could
done and look
never
up
see that.
Evolution
I could never
with Mark
see that.
Jindrak, and you'll see the photo shoots with him.
Dude,
Didn't
when
fit.
they came out and you just have Batista flexing, Randy
Orton.
like this, and Triple H just and Rick, they just
Nobody
looked the
really
part.
picked Randy Orton, huh?
Nobody, he's
Yeah.
not.
No, he's
yet.
not. I love
Not on my
Randy.
list.
He's not on my list. He's not. I'm sorry, dude. I love you, Randy. Out of nowhere, absolutely. But you got a lot of growing up to do, bro.
Mhm.
You do. You
Even
do.
now.
And even now, exactly. I expected so much, and even WrestleMania, I was expecting so much out of him, and he just kind of meh,
Yeah.
you know. And that match that we tore apart
In
in
the
front
house,
of Shane Douglas,
hmm
yeah,
When he did the one with Bray
in the
Wyatt.
house.
And
What
Shane Douglas was right there with us going, this is garbage. Why,
this is
why is
you
this
doing?
even on
You're
television?
ruining your career right now. You're ruining your career doing this match.
He
I
did
agree.
that a long
That,
time
that
ago.
honestly, I like watching Randy Orton's matches when there's pure wrestling going on, but that gimmick shit, I'm just not.
Yeah.
He had it when he was a legend hunter, and he kind of
Legend
fell
killer
out.
guy,
Yeah,
yeah.
the legend. Thank you,
Yeah.
Legend Killer.
Was
When-
it Legend Killer?
Yeah.
I thought it was Hunter
No,
myself.
it was
Killer.
Killer. He's right. He is absolutely right. Legend Killer.
Because I
Because
wanted to like him then. I mean, I was like, he could be a good character.
Yeah.
no, that's why I love that
'Cause he
character.
was
I thought they were going to go
bouncing around,
for
you're
it.
like,
Yeah.
He's gonna kill Hogan.
Oh,
He's gonna kill
yeah.
Right?
Who's he going for next?
Who's-
Yeah,
who's left?
absolutely.
Oh no, Bobby
He don't
Heenan's
give a
in the building,
fuck.
watch out.
Right.
But he,
All right, what do you
and
guys
then
got
he
for
just
new?
got rid of it.
Oh my
Right.
god, the fabulous Moolah. She's 80. He's gonna kill her.
Right?
He probably
Who's
would've
got the
He
next
would've.
number two?
He
Eddie,
would've.
me, Eddie, go.
Alright, you want me to do it?
Yes.
Oh man, I wish I had some bagpipe music.
Roddy Piper.
Yeah, baby.
I'm sorry if you don't like Roddy Piper, you are not on my level.
You're an asshole.
Sorry, dude. That guy made the '80s. He was still good in the '90s.
The original heel.
Oh God, he
Coconut.
he defined.
Yes, he
Actually,
was.
you know what?
Wow.
I won't call him a heel. He was that anti-hero fucking.
Antagonist
Yeah,
at first, and then the anti-hero
Because
second.
again, kind of like Jake Roberts, he'd go after whoever. I mean, he had his clique.
He was like Skeletor.
Cowboy Bob. He had Cowboy Bob. Was in his clique. Orndorff was in his clique for a little while, and I mean, obviously, Piper's Pit is always fucking entertaining.
Oh yeah.
And here's a guy, even as when he wasn't heel, was still down and dirty Roddy Piper. Like I remember him going out to a ring with fucking crutches because they fucked up his knee or whatever. And there was a guy supposed to fill in for his match. He gets in the ring. He's like, "You out." Goes in there and he takes on the fucking who is it? Morocco is in the ring. Tells Morocco to get the hell out. And this is in Saturday Night's main event. Beats a guy with a fucked up knee. And the bell rings.
Yes.
The funny thing is, he bell rings. First thing he does, he swings the fucking crutches at the guy.
I can't remember the opponent now.
I can't either, but I remember this
Dude,
leading up
for
to
somebody
WrestleMania
like
3.
Ronda Rousey to take over your image,
Mm-hmm.
that says something. It really does.
And
like,
fucking They Live. Fucking
I was just about to
greatest
say
movie
that.
ever.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I'm sorry, I miss him.
He
to
was the
death.
first wrestler to turn that way.
Yeah.
It was such a great movie.
It was.
I
It
miss
was.
him to death. I think
It was.
I think he's the only passed away wrestler on my list. But Roddy Piper is icon status. So
Beyond our
last time
time.
he'll be on one of my lists, but icon status.
Beyond our time. Good call. Good call. I'm
I got
actually
3
upset.
dead guys.
I'm
I feel
actually
bad.
upset I didn't put him on my list, but there's a reason that all
Yeah,
the guys
same,
made it.
same.
You know, I like how diverse this list has been. This is
Oh,
what
yeah.
I really like. I really like.
All over the map, but a lot of repeat customers
All right,
coming
so I
back.
think that's 2s for everybody.
No, I haven't given my
Oh,
2.
there.
I'm going to challenge something you said earlier. This guy is on your list. Full of charisma. He was one of those guys that, for me, you root for guys either you identify with or you want to be. And there was nobody I wanted to be more in my 20s than Shawn Michaels. And, oh, don't be. The women loved him and the men wanted to be him. And he, again, even when he was a heel, you
Some of the men wanted him
loved
too.
some. They did, not me. I didn't buy those magazines, but Triple H, right? Anyway,
he bought the double edition.
yeah, he did. He bought the fold out with the
I thought he was in the magazine with him.
right.
The mad folding.
I
Look,
forget.
Triple H becomes
Right.
Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
That's wrong. It's totally wrong.
Right off the
Sorry.
crazy
I think
train.
he's pretty right.
I'm wrong and,
Nice.
That's good.
That's good. You know, even when he was a heel, you liked him. You may not have dug his tactics, but you left remembering his match.
I love
Whether
wrestling.
he was in there with somebody lower level like Tatanka or Rick Martel, or whether he was at the top of the bill.
Let me back you up.
With Bret
Some of the
Hart.
most memorable matches: Iron Man match,
Mhm.
ladder match,
First ever Hell in a
special
Cell.
guest referee matches,
Mhm.
Hell in a Cell. Dude, if there's a match that had to happen, usually Shawn Michaels' name is attached to it. Let's be honest. He was the innovator of new matches. He was the innovator of anything that came in new. The only thing that he never changed was his whole his theme song.
Mhm.
I don't think that's ever changed since day
Not
one.
since he went single, no.
No, exactly.
I still
Since
like
he
that
became
Nintendo.
Shawn Michaels, I think
Mhm.
that was his theme song from day one. So
And the
kudos for him for doing that.
most ever
Triple H
voted
picked it
match
out,
of the
probably.
year.
yeah, probably.
Match of the year for like what 6 years straight. Then he takes 4 years off and he gets another 6 years straight. There's something there that you have to go. Okay, yeah, he gets a tip of the hat. He's the number 2 for a reason.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah,
he was
it's the wrestling.
Mhm.
I think if the character had been, from me, my opinion, a little bit better,
Yes.
he'd probably be higher on the list.
I love the character
But
though.
to me, he's kind of directly in the middle of my list, on number 5, because the wrestling is that good.
Right.
It's
and
funny. That's why I put Brett too, because like,
I feel the same way, but I think Brett, character wise, goes ahead of Shawn.
I get that, but and when we go 3 to 1 on my list, you see like modern, mid level, and then my
Right.
that guy that started it all for me.
Well, I
So
gave it away right there.
no, I did not, because there could be several names on this list.
One guy started it all. That's
Pretty much.
all right.
Next.
But do you-
Number 1. Who wants to
but do
start
you
it?
wanna go over these before
Oh
we
yeah,
go
let's
forward?
give Ryan
good
and
call.
Eric's
Good
Yeah,
call.
top
Before we
10.
go to the number one,
Good call.
yeah.
Yeah, so we'll start with Ryan. He had number 10, CM Punk. Number 9, Andre the Giant. Number 8, Ric Flair. Number 7, Triple H. Number 6, Roddy Piper.
The original Giant.
Right. Number 5,
Yeah,
Hulk
don't worry,
Hogan.
Ryan.
Number 4, something we didn't talk about except for on the fringe, Superfly Snuka.
We didn't talk about Giant either, though.
Not really, except for when we mentioned
You know what?
Hogan.
I deliberately, I tried to stay away
I don't
from
think
dead
he was
wrestlers.
really. No,
He was
I
an
mean,
attraction.
No,
Can I? Thank
He just
you.
really was an
yes,
attraction.
thank you. He was huge. I mean, the dude's hands were like the size of most people's torsos. Like an average person, he could probably grab you by the chest and just like.
Yeah,
relocate
I
you.
think unless it was a battle
fuck
royal,
no.
if it was a battle
I'd
royal,
shit,
it
it'd
was
be like,
impressive.
oh man, I just
You know,
shit my pants.
One
Thanks,
Oh,
Andre.
Jesus.
unless the gimmick was really good.
Yeah.
But Andre is icon status to me.
No, he is
And-
absolutely.
But again,
He
Oh,
deserves it, but
Because
he.
of size? Is that why he's?
I mean,
Is the guy
at the
wrestling?
time, no. That's my point.
In the
is-
early days, yes, but
He's
in
like-
the 80s and
Yeah, but he's
before
like
he
the
died,
great Khali.
Yeah.
You know what? You were like, holy shit! Look at this guy when
He's
he
an
first came out.
attraction.
You just compared him to the Great Khali.
Not really.
Size-wise,
not
maybe.
not really. I'm just saying the wow factor. When you
Right.
first saw the Great Khali, you were like, "Holy shit, this dude is fucking huge."
Yes.
And then you see these mitts, and he's just like, "Ugh."
And then what happened? The bell rang.
Right. And then
Oh.
you're like, "Wow,
like
this
I
guy
said,
can't
I
even
I
move."
put Roddy on because I loved him so much, but I tried to stay away from wrestlers that passed away. You know,
Sometimes you can't though. Dusty
I-
Rhodes,
Right.
Chris Adams, Randy Savage. You sometimes have to.
Randy Savage. You know what, Randy Savage? I don't know. I saw WrestleMania 4 at the Guard Art Center because back then you couldn't see that.
That's
Yeah,
right.
It was on closer, and let me tell you, that tournament to me that was still the best WrestleMania in my opinion. I just loved the tournament format.
hmm
It was just and they got Hogan out. I was glad. I wanted and Macho Man win the title and how it was done, and
Oh yeah.
they eliminated everyone the right way. I mean, you didn't want. I mean,
Nobody went out looking weak.
There was
Yeah.
no way. There was no way. Randy Macho Man Savage would have been the champion with Hogan having the title if they would have pulled it off the way that they
no,
didn't do.
and that whole thing
And that's
2 months
they
earlier
did it
with the main
tastefully.
event. Yeah.
They did it tastefully, and that's what I liked about doing that whole
I mean,
scenario.
to me, without a doubt, you'll never touch that WrestleMania. And it was on closed circuit TV. It was the coolest.
that's
thing.
how I saw 3 and 4.
Yeah, me too. At Guard.
4, 5, and 6 at
Where
the
would you
guard.
Guard Art Center. In New
That's
London.
probably
Yeah.
where I saw it.
The only 2 WrestleManias I saw there.
Yeah.
4, 5, and 6 I saw there.
And
All right, we're on Ryan's list. He had Snuka at 4, Cena at 3, The Undertaker at 2, and in a big surprise, haven't heard his name at all except for when we talked about other picks. Ryan's number 1 is Rey Mysterio.
I like Ray. I did wear the hat just for Ray. The problem with Ray is they give him the heavyweight belt, and I just don't ever buy it. Look, I love.
You
want to
see him fight from underneath. You don't want to see him at the top of the mountain.
I love to see the fact that little guy wins it, but let's be honest, dude. If you're going up against freaking Kevin Nash,
done.
you're gonna get spiked through a fucking television
Real or
fucking
fake,
set.
man.
Yeah.
Exactly, you're done,
You
dude.
fall on your
There's
own,
only
done.
There's only so much I can buy. If you
Cruiserweight.
want to give Ray the undisputed cruiserweight forever, I have no problem with that. If you want to call Ray the greatest lucha ever,
Agreed.
I actually will buy that. If you want to say that Ray is hands for hands, pound for pound, the greatest wrestler ever, I'll even go on to that point with you. My problem with him is you can't legitimately give him the heavyweight title. You can't.
Not at $165.
Not to hold it for more than say a week.
Mhm.
Or call it a gimmick, as we like to call it.
Yeah.
You can't do more than that. I'm sorry. He's going to win with a Hurricane Rana, or he's going to win with some amazing 450
I just
splash
don't see the-
that was just set up
I
perfectly.
just
You know what I'm
don't
saying?
see the
That's the
619
only way
doing
Yeah.
it,
ever,
dude.
ever.
619 is not going to beat Batista.
It's a gimmick
Batista's
move,
gonna
dude.
laugh how you
It's
laugh
not going to
at
make
him.
one of our top 10 list famous finishers because, I mean, come on, dude.
It's a setup.
I could
It
probably
is.
do it. That's saying a lot.
Yeah.
That's
All right, so we'll get Eric's list in before we go to number 1. Eric had Shawn Michaels 10, Triple H 9, Eddie Guerrero 8, Ric Flair 7, Edge 6.
Edge, I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
was
Owen
thinking about
Hart
Edge, too.
5.
Who's fine?
Owen Hart 5.
Respect.
I loved Owen Hart,
Big respect.
but he was,
The best of the Hart family.
That's
but
what I
not
was
as
saying
far
about
as a
Samoa.
wrestler.
As character.
Like,
Complete package.
thank you. Like, he was your best friend on the road.
Hmm.
He was the greatest guy behind the stage. He was not so much the greatest guy in the ring, but he held his own
That's
more
what
than
he
an
was,
average person. You know what I'm saying? There was so much about him that made him perfect, and I think that's the reason why we lost him so early. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Imagine what could have been with him.
Right.
I don't even want to know because we'd be talking about him being number one on
Champion.
everybody's
Yeah,
list
he'd be
right now.
champion.
No,
Whatever.
he'd be on number one's list, everybody.
Right. Eric goes on. Randy Savage, number 4. Cody Rhodes, number 3.
Lost me.
Interesting pick.
Lost me there.
Yeah.
Lost me there. Look, I could buy Cody early. Like I
can buy him now more than he's on the independent scene.
We did a recent list with that. It was
Intercontinental champions.
And I really believe Cody brought the Intercontinental champion back.
Yeah.
But that's about it. I mean,
what he's doing now, I haven't seen much of it. I look on YouTube. He's doing some great stuff. But where was that 3 years ago when we needed it?
Right, exactly.
But it's not a waste if he's gonna get ready next year, next November. They're putting 2 crews together. The first time ever somebody other than WWE is running Madison Square Garden. Cody Rhodes is heading that up.
Yeah.
So, and people are paying to see it.
No, he's great with that stuff. I absolutely love it. Number 3 of
his top 10.
Yeah, it's Eric's top 10.
favorite. It's favorite. It's favorite.
All right, and his final 2: Randy Orton number 2 and The Undertaker number 1.
Undertaker possible.
Yep.
Undertaker, I can, like I said, I mean,
I can understand.
dude, you could
people
talk to
loving
anybody, right?
Undertaker,
Exactly.
so.
You could pull somebody off the streets and be like, "Do you know the Undertaker?" They'll say
He's the Hulk Hogan
right.
of this decade
He
or
really
this
is. He
century
really
or
is.
what
You're
have you.
absolutely right.
Though.
He's iconic.
Yeah, I'll
Right.
buy that. Repeat that.
When in your off time, you're on crutches. Yeah, it's time to
Yeah,
retire.
it's
I mean, Beast, guy you didn't want to see in a dark alley, but I mean, it's time to just.
No.
Time to let it
As
go.
far as in the wrestling ring, like we can physically see you, like we can hear your bones creaking as you move. Like, please stop.
The WrestleMania streak they should have never broke.
Right.
I agree.
I mean,
That pissed me off. That pissed me off. That should have stayed forever. And like I said, I love Brock.
Right?
I love. Oh, he was paid big time. Oh,
Yeah.
fuck yeah. Oh, don't.
I
He's
don't
set
think
for
the money
life.
would be worth that.
I don't think it is, dude.
'Cause
I'm
you could
sorry.
always be like, I've been this many WrestleManias, and how many times?
No one's gonna get to
None.
that high. Nobody's gonna get that
It's
high.
never gonna be
wrestle
broken.
that many.
Exactly.
No one's ever gonna be in WrestleMania that many.
And
times.
and it's funny because they always, you notice how every single time he goes in there and they bring up the whole streak, they say, this could possibly never be broken and blah, blah, blah. They kind of like candy coat it. Like they really kind of make it out to be like it could possibly be broken now. And that pisses me off in the fact that I don't think it could, even where it is right
no one
now.
stays around. No
No.
one doesn't get hurt.
No.
I mean, he was
No.
resilient.
And that's
what I was about to say. Is
That's
because
what pisses me off about him is the fact that he was willing to sell that so fast. Like
the style now is so breakneck
no,
and
absolutely,
it's
you're right. Dude.
crash
You're right.
It's probably
that you're never going to have a
millions.
guy that goes from 1991,
Could I say that?
92.
Could I say that right now? Could I stand behind my morals, or could I just grab $5 million? I probably wouldn't be able to stand behind my because I want a new studio. I want.
How many millions do you have before that? It's kind of like the LeBron James thing. How much more money you need?
Right.
That's true.
You got the hot wife.
Yeah, you're right.
You got the multi bazillions of fans. You have one of the most storied careers ever. Walk away.
Hey.
And as
How can you not like the Tombstone?
That's
The way
true.
He did
Oh
it.
yeah.
That's
The
true.
way he
Yeah.
did it. I'm
All right.
surprised no Kane anywhere, honestly.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised
I love
by
Kane
that.
too, but Kane was I felt a gimmick.
Well,
Undertaker.
since
He's a great wrestler. He's a
Undertaker.
great wrestler. I mean, he himself and the fact what he's doing, I think he's a better political person.
I've read some of his policy, and
Yeah.
he's just like man
He's-
of the people.
He's a great political person.
Mhm.
He's probably a better political person than he was a wrestler.
Well, why don't we go to our political
All right.
person who's about to pick Hillbilly Jim at
Number one
Let's
No
get
one
ready.
for the left wing.
Let's get ready
You might
for.
know more.
Let's just get ready for 45
Did you
seconds
see
of
the-
why Hillbilly Jim.
Did you see the rowdy
Yes,
Roddy Piper look? I
he's
just
got the Piper
Come
face on.
Break out the overalls. Let's go for it.
Oh gosh,
Number one for
Here we
Eddie
go.
Jakes, aka the focused one.
the man in the box.
Well, I struggled with this one, but
Hillbilly or no, never mind.
Actually- I'm lying. I didn't struggle. My favorite wrestler has been and always will be the Dynamite Kid.
Saw that
Nice.
coming. I did.
Yeah,
I was
wow.
waiting your whole entire list. I'm like,
Wow.
I haven't heard Dynamite Kid
I like
once.
it.
The wrestler, former guest Joe
and true.
Laurinaitis has called the asshole.
Mm-hmm.
And true.
And I guess he was a real prick, but dude, and you know what? It ultimately was his undoing. But the stuff he did in the ring, I'm sorry, Shawn Michaels can't touch it. Bret Hart can't touch it.
Only one person came close, and I'm not allowed to say his name too many times.
Exactly. And,
Chris Benoit.
but no, the way he would execute
Doesn't make more sense now.
the suplexes, the way he would
Does
just
this make more
move.
sense
I know the British Bulldog or Davy Boy Smith became a little more popular as years went on, I don't understand why.
The look. It was
Yeah,
basically
maybe.
the look, and
Yeah.
Dynamite was already
Yeah.
breaking down by
Yeah.
the early 90s.
If you recall, also, this was also my number one tag team. We
That's
talked
right,
about it,
the
British
Bulldogs.
Bulldogs. I just think technically he's the best wrestler. I kind of liked it when he talked. He was an aggressive, gruff. He was like that English guy you meet in a pub and you pick a fight with. It was fucking great.
He was
Yeah.
Conor McGregor from England rather than Ireland.
Exactly.
Nice.
And to the Hart's credit, one of the best rivalries, the Hart Foundation, the British Bulldogs.
Yes.
See, that's what I like.
So,
about Hart.
yeah.
It's a
So
tag team.
Bret Hart, a guy like Dynamite Kid and Bret Hart in the
I like
ring,
the Anvil.
magic.
Anvil was on my list. No.
With the beer, come on.
Right?
I don't know, changed my mind.
Fantastic. It's not about changing your mind. That was, for what it is, that's a fantastic pick.
Good.
Michael.
All right. I've made it known a million times before. The icon, Sting.
Yes.
He has been, since I've gotten onto the wrestling circuit, the guy that I watched from.
WCW guy?
Oh yeah,
Me too.
yeah. Just watching him come out as this buff guy, the bleach blonde hair, the different face paints, the leather jacket with the tassels, and then he changes to the whole Crow thing. I was pissed when that first happened because I'm a big Crow fan. I'm a big Crow fan.
I like the whole dark
And I didn't like how it was happening. But the more and more he started showing up every week and he stuck to the Crow character,
Mm-hmm.
this is what started getting me going with him. Too often people forget what the Crow is about. It's about redemption. Once that redemption is completed, you lose your power. The whole time, Sting has this incredible power. Like, he literally can come down there and just lay the power down with a bat. And the minute that he brought order back to WCW, what did he do? He lost the paint. Not in full, keep in mind, because he realized what that character did for him.
Mm-hmm.
But
He
he
thinned
did
it
some
out.
changes to it. Right. He became a mixture between this icon and what we know as the Crow,
Mhm.
and became this whole entity. He is
Sometimes I don't know if you guys notice this, but some of the time the paint scheme he would use is taken from the Warriors movie
Yes.
yes,
with the baseball. bat.
yes,
And
yes.
there was later on the Marilyn Manson thing
Yeah.
on the
yeah, the
side.
whole
I forget
face,
the name of the-
twisties.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely.
I forget the name of the gang that does that.
I like them better as that dark side, honestly.
Right.
Mm.
No, he became
I
a
like Sting when he used to be like
Scorpion Death Drop,
yeah,
baby.
when he
Scorpion
was-
Death Drop.
I
When
mean,
he would
he-
just fucking look at you and just
Him
boom,
and Ric
just drop
Flair's
you.
battles. Come on.
Oh man,
Amen.
absolutely.
Battles.
And then let's not forget, after everything he does for WCW, he goes on over to TNT and he rules it. I mean, the
He
mafia.
gave them credibility.
Dude, the
who-
freaking mid card mafia, right? Was it
Main event mafia.
main
Mid card
event-
mafia would have been led by
Yeah.
someone like Jay Lethal.
right? But main event mafia was like I mean,
I never really.
how do you
watched
go?
that.
And then
I did for a while.
you turn around and
Probably
to
like
take
stuff
the
like
way that the WWE did Sting wrong,
yes.
and he
Our first episode,
The Baseball Furies.
the baseball Furies. Okay.
and he took it, man. He took it like a champ. Why? Because people like me wanted to see him in the WWE.
and have that moment.
And we knew Vince was gonna fuck him. We just somehow in our hearts we kind of thought maybe Vince would have the same respect that we had for this icon that everybody else had.
Not
But
even
no,
close.
in the end of it, you're damn right. No, they spit in his face. They did the whole
They're
fucking
just-
nine.
I just feel like they're lucky that Ted Turner didn't want to keep WCW because I don't know what WWE.
Oh,
did.
dude.
Yeah, good call.
Dude, I'll
They're
tell
just-
you.
WWE was on the way out at one point.
Monday Night Wars. I mean, that whole. I love. Do you remember that WCW used to tell you what was going to happen?
Yep.
Overall?
Dude,
Don't
like
turn the
it.
channel. Here's what's about to happen in 12
by the
minutes.
way, they're going to give Mankind the title,
That'll
which
put butts in
I
the seats.
thought was pretty tasteless because at the time, I wasn't a huge Mankind fan. I was a very big Mick Foley fan. Absolutely,
I
Cactus
still
Jack.
like it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he was going to get a belt,
well, he earned it. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
You want to talk about a body that took the best
And the
sport
respect, the
ever?
respect that the wrestling community had for him. 6 million people turned the channel.
Yeah, no,
6 million.
absolutely.
Those
As soon
ratings
as-
don't lie.
No,
6
no.
million
As soon
people
as they
went
said
to
that,
Raw to watch Mick
I
Foley
did
win
it.
that championship.
I did it.
See, I
ain't gonna lie,
watched
man.
Raw live, and I would tape Nitro and watch it after.
No, see, I had the luxury of actually getting out by 6, so we had a fucking Monday night party every single time, and we would.
I didn't like switching
I
channels.
wish,
Oh, we would.
I wish they just could have kept it going.
Right?
It was,
Oh, that was so much fun. That was a good
It
time
was a
to be a
great time
wrestler
to be a
fan.
fan. If
That
not
was
the
damn
if
right.
not the golden years of the '80s, that '90s Monday Night War
Was it?
peak.
All right,
Peak.
we're running low on time, unfortunately, so we're only
Okay,
gonna do one top 10.
Okay, one top 10.
So you go ahead and take it because it is your week, and
Okay.
then I'll follow it back next week.
Sounds good.
Because I already have it written out, but we were gonna do 2 for you guys. But
All right, we need
I'll
your
tell you
number
what,
one.
we had a really good time
Yeah.
with this. Thank y'all very much for your clues and throwing in. I hope you
Mhm.
enjoyed all of our lists.
We
And
haven't
look
quite
forward
finished.
to the future. Oh, yeah. Look forward to the future because we are going to be doing a top 10 finishers list, and Jeff will
Jeff
be
will be
joining
back.
us again.
Got it ready.
Go right
All
ahead,
right,
guys.
give us your number
Totally
one, sir.
Off the bat, no one's gonna say Goldberg. I
Wow.
love the streak. I love the character. People say, "Oh, like Stone Cold." No, you meet them in an alley. Goldberg's breaking.
hmm
Just a beefy,
Goldberg's the original, yeah.
Just a beefy. I mean, when you got beat a guy streak with a cattle prod, I was so pissed off. I'm gonna tell you. When I was watching, I can tell you where I was, and I woke people up screaming. I'm like, "Are you kidding me? You couldn't just with this stupid." That's the only thing that I think they did wrong. If you want to beat the guy, I thought Hogan was gonna beat him. I thought Hogan was gonna turn back.
Yeah.
With the red and yellow, and he was gonna beat him. When you're watching, you're like, "Come on now, Kevin Nash," and he did that, and I'm thinking, "Well, that's not gonna beat," and he pinned him. But Goldberg, I like the music.
Oh,
I like
yeah.
what he stood for. I like that the WWE at that point was so threatened by him they had to make a little Gilbert guy. That funny. I mean, I liked it, but let me tell you, that streak matters to me. You can say Oscar, no, not the same streak.
No, we will say the same thing, though. He did beat Glacier 45 times.
You said it 3 weeks ago.
45 times.
It might
Easily.
not. I was going to say, I think it was like 30, but I think somebody chimed in and said it was like 45.
Yeah.
It was Glacier. They tried to sell Glacier as like the next
Hey,
Sub-Zero, and every
you
single
could-
it would be like, who's Glacier facing this week?
Goldberg.
Hey, guess what? Take away your 30 wins. Guy still had 144
No,
other
absolutely,
wins.
absolutely.
Unbelievable.
And they did do him
Beat-
dirty. And by the way, he is legitimately the only person that I actually would buy beating Brock Lesnar, and he did.
Yep.
And he did. So I will give
I
you
mean,
that.
look at how old is he now? I forgot.
55.
But I wish I could look at that as 20. Never mind.
I wish I could look at that now.
Guy's an animal. Guy's an animal.
I-
Absolute
He
fucking
came
animal.
back and everyone was, and I was like, the guy's bigger now. I mean,
Yeah.
that looks like natural.
And he did it for a good reason. My son never got to see me
How cool is
wrestle.
that?
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
his wife.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
So I mean, I thought you guys were gonna pick it apart a little more, but
No.
No,
And
absolutely
no,
not.
come on, dude.
I don't-
Universal Soldier though.
Oh God. Now we'll pick it apart.
That's terrible.
Eric, to answer your question, we
Quiet on
are
that one. All right.
I'm talking about wrestling.
right. To answer your question, Eric, we are going to do a top 10 women and top 10 managers sometime in the future. So we've already talked about that.
Yes.
But come on, Goldberg. I mean,
Great
I
choice.
already have a feeling who this guy is because he gave it away.
Yeah, I gave it away. I know
There's only
that.
one true icon.
And I'm going to
Man,
tell you who it
sorry.
is. If you want to talk about
Let's hear it.
influence, longevity,
Let's hear it.
believability, there's nobody better than Nature Boy Ric Flair, number one all time.
I fought with him.
My
yeah.
God, there was no way. When I broke
Come
down
on,
the list,
woo!
woo, I wrote number one before I wrote anything else.
Me too.
Ric Flair. It was too easy. Love the guy. Even at what was he 54 when he did the thing with Triple H on Raw, and the locker room emptied and they had the big celebration. You don't see that for anybody else, but
No.
Ric Flair.
Heard.
When he retired, same thing. The locker room empties.
You don't see Shawn Michaels say "I love you" before he's about to fucking super kick your teeth out.
And
all
you
right?
don't see
Low point.
The Undertaker break character, come down in street clothes and do the Undertaker pose. And Ric Flair could cry when the wind blows as he got older. Everything was crying.
Oh, yeah.
But when the Undertaker comes out, gets on his knee, shows him the respect, and he's just blubbering like someone just told him his entire family was wiped out. That's respect. And that's meaningful. And
Yep.
that's why he's number one on my list.
Remember when he got the world title ring?
Yes. That was amazing.
I mean, come on, yeah, he is. You'll never see wrestlers.
No.
Before I go into top 10, I want to make
we got Ed's number one, right?
Dynamite Kid.
Dynamite Kid. That's right.
I want to
Sorry,
bring
we
up two things. Do not adjust your set. It has been a Coca-Cola night the entire time and will be for the next however many episodes.
Forever.
4
You never
episodes.
know, man. You
Forever.
just never
episodes.
know. And second, if somebody thinks that
Do I have any more
didn't-
gimmicks left? Speaking of which,
do you have any more gimmicks?
because
You do.
Ed,
You have one
Ed,
more.
Ed drank like
All your gimmicks. Hold on.
I think
Yep.
you're like gimmicks. Not like...
And there's still a city steam in there.
Yeah, there is.
All right.
Anyway,
You want
challenge me.
City
Go
Steam or you
back,
want
listen.
that one?
Go back, listen to the entire
I'll try the
episode.
city steam.
Oh, cripes! I'm trying to make a
Dude,
point
started
here.
talking not about drinking, and you guys
Oh,
are.
no,
Can I
that's
have a
all
can
right.
of beer? Can I have a can
Hey,
of beer?
You're trying to have a speech during gimmick
Can I
time.
just say
It
that
is gimmick
he
time.
picked the spot next to the.
There's a reason for
Yeah.
that.
Oh, I've had this.
I don't mind. I don't mind it being
Oh,
the
yeah.
No, you
Batmobile's right
haven't.
over here.
If
somebody wants-
to twist it off, I've had
All right.
this.
If somebody wants to challenge me and check it out, I didn't cuss this entire episode, by the way, on
I
purpose.
don't think I did.
No, you didn't.
But
You
it's
said
normal.
pissed.
Oh man.
But
Dude,
just-
you're on the wrong show. You're not
Challenge-
supposed to curse on the
no,
other
hey,
one.
that was a private challenge
Yeah.
to myself. This wasn't public. No cussing on this one. So anyway, it's that time of the evening where I look over to my friend in the box, Ed, and I say,
So did
Ed,
you drink?
Don't swear.
roll that beautiful. Wait, you know, you could learn how to drink a beer. Roll the beautiful bean footage.
That's one reason.
No.
Challenge.
Proud of you.
And I don't think I have any cuss words on the top 10 list, but
You better.
Hey, you know what?
go ahead.
Just because he fucking did that, I privately told myself I wasn't going to touch my dick all day. All right, so go ahead and go back to this episode.
I broke
didn't
that
touch
earlier.
my fucking dick all fucking day.
I did that
all
before
right?
you guys got here.
I tried.
Actually,
Oh.
you were the inspiration for this list, and
You're the
Angela
meaning
Angela-
in my life.
donated
You're-
number 5.
Nice.
So these are the top 10 things that can turn your hair prematurely gray or anger you on a daily basis, depending on
Number one,
what your
Jabroni.
life is. No. And just as a swerve, I almost came out with Chris Benoit's number 1 before I said Ric Flair. I just wanted to see your head explode. Decided not to.
Been great.
And number 1 on my list is Chris Benoit.
Fall off the chair.
He might be on the.
That would have been fine, but then conversation's over.
Yeah, I
go
know
to
you
top
would.
10.
You would have cut the feed. I know. All right, so top 10 things that can turn your hair prematurely gray. Number 10, working retail, and everybody here has probably done it. You worked in a grocery store or something. Customer's not always right.
We talked about the first one I worked at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 9, any conversation I have with Emma. It's like watching a 30-second commercial for soap turned into a 2-hour miniseries. It just drives you. This side,
Come on, man.
all Emma, but she made fantastic
Awesome
cake for us.
Thank you.
Number 8, you all got to meet her on the way in, and some of you who have been to my house have met her. Abby, the blunder dog, will cause your hair to turn gray. She's responsible for this side. Number 7, Lakanuki will turn your hair gray. So get on it, guys.
Turn your palms gray for sure.
That's
You want
self-
us to get on your
That's
dick?
self-inflicted.
What happened?
He just said he wants to get on his.
That's
dick.
self-inflicted.
Sometimes.
No, it's not. All you gotta do is pull it out and slap him with it.
Low T. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, okay.
All right. Number 6, any road trip on a Massachusetts
Put
highway.
yourself out there. I'm just.
Hey,
All you had to say was, I don't
guys
like
out
to,
there,
I don't
guys,
like to slap bitches with my dick, dude. You didn't have to
I
bring it
will
to
neither
that level.
confirm or deny. Any road trip on a Massachusetts highway, anybody who spent 10 minutes driving in Massachusetts wants to kill people in the first 30 seconds.
Honorable mention, Route 6.
I'll buy
Ooh,
Route
Route
6,
6.
absolutely. Angela donated number 5. I do watch my NASCAR every week as a part of the co-host of C&J Speedway Review. Angela says, number 5, hearing the name Kyle Busch every 45 seconds on a NASCAR broadcast. Seriously, watch 10 minutes of NASCAR this weekend. Even if you're not a fan, guaranteed you're going to hear Kyle Busch 10 times.
Dude, I hear Kyle Busch on regular TV,
Yeah.
at least.
He
He's-
could have crashed and been out of the race since lap 6. You're coming up to the finish. You should be talking about 1, 2, and 3 battling it out. Well, if Kyle Busch was here.
He's got a Metamucil commercial.
How can
He's
you do
got a Viagra commercial.
Oh, he's probably.
He's got
that? He's got both ends covered.
He
I
should
think,
have
yeah.
an attitude
Yeah.
adjustment commercial,
he's
as
got
big of a
preparation-
crybaby as he
He's
is.
got a Preparation H commercial.
He should put that on his mouth and shrink it.
Well, he's covering all bases.
Yeah, he is. Number 4, being caught behind old people shopping in Big Y will turn your hair gray in an instant. You heard my story, and you guys have heard my story. I'm not going to repeat it. Number 3, fighting with flat earthers online will turn your hair gray. I know.
He has a
I
whole
know.
bunch of these flat earthers, huh?
Yes. Number 2, rooting for the Atlanta Falcons will prematurely turn your hair gray.
Vikings do that too.
I know. We share a little bit of silver as we talk about it.
Waiting for the Patriots to lose will turn your hair gray.
How was last year, by the way?
Hair's gray.
And number 1, you are learning this. You have a son. You have sons. You will never know the pain of raising daughters, and that will turn your hair prematurely gray
Thank you, guys.
before you know it. Yes, glory be, because
No.
you will never know the pain of having to hear some of the things that young females say or encounter in their lives, and it makes you just
And
Makes your skin crawl.
and
I know. Every time she says, "I want to
don't
make
have
something for
kids.
you in Minecraft," it drives me nuts.
Dad, guess what? Those are my three. Those three together drive me nuts. Dad, guess what? Just tell me.
Eddie, Mama, can I have a drink? Can I have a snack?
Mm-hmm.
What's for dinner?
Dinner's here. I'm not hungry. Can I have some ice cream? Dinner
my
was
favorite.
20 minutes
That's
ago.
Where's dessert?
That's teenager.
Oh, I know
what
that
are you
kid.
making?
Did you try dinner yet?
Yeah.
Where's
But
dessert?
that's teenage. That's just girl.
Oh, okay. I'll buy teenagers too.
Oh no, teenagers. It depends what you're talking about here. If we're talking about like 16-year-olds that are taller than you, then yeah, they're eating everything in house and home. And when everybody asks me, Mike, how do you keep your weight so nice? And it's like exactly.
Mhm.
I have no food left, people. I do not get to eat. Like I am literally on the floor with the dog, and the dog is kicking my ass at this point.
I was at
all
his
right?
house one time, and he made a tray of food. Could have easily fed 6 to 8 people. Dude went all out. Him and I went downstairs to set up the rig. Ed hadn't shown up yet. Is at the time 16 and 14, or were they a little bit younger?
No, 15, 14.
15,
because
14.
They're like a year and like 2 months apart
Okay.
type thing. So it's one of those.
We went downstairs. We set up the rig. We went back up. This whole casserole dish decimated,
Oh yeah.
and he lost it. Where's all the damn food? Well, we ate it. What do you mean you ate it? Well, we were hungry. There's enough to feed 6, 8 people here. Sorry. One of them never looks up from the video games like, sorry. The other one's like, Dad, I was really hungry. The oldest one will give you the explanation, and he is truly sorry.
He is.
The youngest one,
It's like, I'm so sorry. I can't.
Sorry.
I can't end this
sorry.
bottomless black pit.
Sorry, I'm playing FIFA. You're just going to have to get on my level. Sorry. Oh, but yeah, you know what? Teenagers, I'll put teenagers 1A.
You got some big boys too.
Yeah, you.
Like they can.
And
they
you
can
see my
house some
brothers?
food.
You see my brothers' boys? They're like exactly the same as like he's got a tall one with dark hair and blue eyes. He's got a shorter one with dirty blonde hair and blue eyes.
Where the
And
fuck
it's-
is this coming from? Like I've
It's
met
just-
most of your
dude, I'm
family, and
telling
they're
you.
not very tall.
I know.
Knowing you, you'd say the Aryan Nation. I'm kidding.
No, but I mean, you look at Alex and you look at Josh, and they're
Yeah.
they're up there. They're some big fucking dudes, man. They are
Yeah.
some big dudes.
You want to close it out, Haas?
This guy,
You.
I will absolutely close it out.
Thank you again to Jeff for
Absolutely,
showing up
what a
doing this. It's
great show,
fantastic.
guys. Hey, I really dig these lists we've been doing lately. By the way, brings a lot of little character to the
favorite
show.
ones are a lot more calm than when we go, this is, you know.
Well, see, there's a difference. Like we said, when you're going statistics, when you want to use the term greatest, you better have some reasoning behind it. If you turn around and you say he's my favorite, dude, we
you
don't
can't
have,
argue that.
we don't have to go any further than that. You know what I'm saying? Because what defines you as a person usually
Mhm.
defines how you watch, what you watch, or what you go through.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? You pick Ric Flair because I mean he pretty much symbolizes everything about you. You pick Goldberg, and I've pretty much met you, but I can see Goldberg in you. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
I remember the Goldberg story.
And me, I mean, y'all don't know much to it, but Sting is in me.
I can see
That's and of course, come on. I mean, we
Dynamite.
all knew Dynamite Kid right there.
Kind of hillbilly Jim with it.
It's a
We
little
were waiting on
hillbilly.
Hillbilly
It's a little
Jim.
hillbilly.
You're gonna have me
But
convinced me.
anybody's number one's in there. If you look at the number one wrestler that's on there, it's gonna somehow grab them. It's
Mhm.
gonna be a part of them, and that's what the idea of being a favorite is. We pick favorite songs. It's our personal favorites. If we put a title like
The
greatest, there's got to have stats behind it, and that's when we get a little passionate because we are. We
I might
truly
have cussed.
believe-
I might have cussed if this was a greatest episode and somebody said, "Oh yeah, no, Ric Flair's not the greatest." I'd have been F this and kiss my
See,
stuff
if
and
we're
stick it
going
down your
greatest,
mouth.
my list
suck
is
it and suck it.
completely different.
Yeah,
My list is completely
Flair would still be number one.
different if we're
Flair
going
would be
greatest.
number
I mean,
one.
Sting,
Well,
you know, there's still going to be some
Intercontinental
wrestlers
champion,
on this.
I went pure stats.
yeah.
Right, because
You
that's
know,
what we
'cause-
were. No, we didn't say favorites.
Yeah.
We said best intercontinental
I didn't have
But
Yeah,
he went
favorites.
stats. I meant meaning.
That was like, what, 3 weeks ago?
Who had the? I was working that week. Who was the greatest intercontinental?
He had Honky Tonk Man. I had Mr. Perfect.
Honky Tonk Man's held it the longest for a single
run.
I think Savage had it 2 runs.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I
my
don't-
list was
Savage.
on there. I was on there too.
Yeah. So you
Someone-
were not here, but you sent your list.
That's what it was. That's
Oh,
what it was.
The first guy who ever won it had it for like 2 runs, and he's technically the longest if you add them
Patterson.
together.
Pat
but
Patterson.
I
right.
went by a single run.
Yeah.
Because to me, that's
And that's honky
like you
tonk
said,
man.
the streak matters.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Why-
Back
See,
then-
I went the other way.
back
I went.
then it did.
Doesn't matter how long
Oh,
you
streak
held
don't
it.
matter anymore?
Now it doesn't. Think about it,
Hmm.
man. I mean, you got a streak that's going on with Brock Lesnar, and the guy shows up
Well,
for
15
what?
times.
But you want to talk about rules? The rules say you have to defend every 30 days. I got
Mhm.
defended every
Yeah, I mean,
65
they
days.
lost that
I
shit a
mean,
long time
where's
ago.
The rules?
Right.
Those guys defend their
that,
title.
that drives
twice
me
a week.
nuts. Okay, because we know it's
Dude, AJ
scripted.
Styles defends that
we
shit
know it's scripted,
every
but
fucking
fake-
week. You know,
fake
I mean,
the
I'll
funk
give it
for
to him.
God's
That's the
sake.
John Cena challenge.
You know?
Yeah,
At least-
It was cool. It was a great idea.
No,
Right.
absolutely,
before you
Honky
close,
Tonk was a great.
Yeah.
You can't. I mean, you don't even have to.
dude. It
like
doesn't
that.
matter how he won. He won, and he pissed you
Hey,
off
how
every
many
fucking.
guitars that guy
Before
go
we
through?
close-
Ric Flair said it. Doesn't matter how you won. Matters if you won.
Well, you
Right.
still got
Before we close, Ryan Springer wants us to do a top 10 disco funk, and I agree.
Not bad. He
Uh,
mentioned that before, and
We-
I didn't cover it. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I saw that. I'm like, I'm going to close with this.
Okay.
I love to do a top 10 disco funk because that's kind of my thing.
That is your thing, and,
Got
and
my-
our lists would be weird, but
Right.
they'd be
I,
fun.
I could make a 10.
No, so
would
could
be
I.
the- yours would be the Nickelback disco song. And,
See,
uh,
you're trying to make me cut because
mine
Nickelback
would
is
be-
met with the dirtiest
mine would
word
be
you
the
can
Lady
think of that rhymes
Gaga
with duck.
Metallica remix.
Nice.
Yes.
All right. Guys, don't forget, go to the YouTube channel, C&J Speedway Review. Hit the thumbs up, hit the bell. If you like NASCAR, if you don't like NASCAR, tell somebody who does like NASCAR.
Go to our YouTube channel and subscribe and like and hit that share button because we need some fucking followers.
And also, don't forget www.lokiandjabroni.com. You can find everything we talked about earlier in the episode. The Facebook
And then
page
some.
has the fundraiser.
and
2
please
months free for our listeners only.
go to
I'm gonna do it.
www.lokiandjabroni.com/monthly and sign up for a new monthly subscription where you can get craft beers, cigars, chocolates, cheeses, fresh cut flowers.
Cigars.
You name it. Yes.
Mhm.
www.lokiandjabroni.com/monthly. Check it out. A lot of great products. It's got 2 programs for craft and international beers. Sign up for a membership and you'll support the show at the same time, and you'll get to try some great stuff for more distinguished palates.
Love it.
Ooh.
I want to personally thank our man Jeff
Hey, I appreciate
coming
it.
out here.
Can't wait to come back.
We
Loved
love
having you.
having people right here in the studio. It's absolutely great because it means that we've actually affected some people's lives to want to come out here and join us.
Either
personally.
positively or negatively.
and actually come up with a nice list. I mean,
Yeah.
that was a great, well
And I
thought
didn't
out
hear
list,
demolition once. That's fantastic. Means you're coming to your senses.
man. Oh God, here we
He's
go.
leaving.
Yeah.
Earphones out. I'm outta here.
On the top of the list.
Guys,
They
thank
made
y'all
the
very much. Like we said before, please subscribe, please like us, please share us, please love us.
Reviews on iTunes, please.
Oh, we need those. We need those big time right now. Do not forget, tomorrow night is going
Thursday
to
night
be,
this week,
Thursday
sorry.
this week. My bad. Thursday night, C&J Speedway Review is going to be coming at you hot and live on that YouTube channel, guys. We will see you guys here again next Tuesday. We love you guys
When we talk about demolition.
all the time.
all day. It's going to be a 24-hour
Axis Smash,
demolition
though.
episode.
Axis Smash. No crush.
Have a good night.
No, no crush. We don't like crush. We don't like crush.
Maybe orange crush.
Messing with
Yeah.
country boy.
Purple crush.
Eddie.
is bad.
Country boy. Oh, sorry. Good night.